Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 80 of Wolfpack Wednesdays. Welcome to December 2024. It is officially Christmas season. You could tell by all three of us wearing Christmas stuff, and DLO with his green or his red mic. So there you go. All month we'll be sporting some hats, some PJs, some sweatshirts, and getting into the festivities. So like we do every year, we're gonna do something a little bit different this year too. We did the tier ranking last year at the end of the year. This year, throughout December, we're gonna do our top 10 for each IP. So, and then maybe at the end we'll like pin them all against each other and take the best of the best and rank them from there. We'll see, but we're gonna start tonight, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got some Captain America stuff to talk about. We got some Spider-Man stuff to talk about, and even some Star Wars things to talk about. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone tonight. So we hope that you enjoy your stay here at the at the Wolfpack. Happy Wednesday to you, my friends. Thank you for joining us. I like to see those Inart Batmans behind you. Looks very nice. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic after reading X-Men's comment. That is probably my favorite comment of all time. Shout out to you.
Red Rocket. Very nice.
But it feels good, guys. It feels like a genuine Wednesday where half the week is done. Looking forward to the weekend. Got some big plans. Got some figure stuff going on too. So, yeah, we got some announcements, some good stuff for the crowd tonight. So I just think we're gonna have an awesome show.
I agree. Fandom, how are you doing, man?
Hope you guys enjoy your stay.
Guys, welcome in the new guy.
Tonight's show, and
please introduce yourself.
Figures and Fandom, his first official show.
In fandom.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
Yes.
All right. Wow. I'm not controlling the show tonight. Dude, I'm doing good, man. Got some crazy weather all of a sudden randomly here in Wisconsin. Random windstorm with some snow, and it was very interesting last couple hours. It's been a busy week, so yeah, excited to talk about some stuff, and excited that it's getting closer to Christmas.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
'Tis the season, baby.
Yeah, Brick and I were talking backstage
It's the
too.
season.
Like, this evening has been horrific for me, so I'm super excited to finally let loose and relax a little bit with you guys because I went to get my kids at 3:50. It's a 2-minute drive. Took me about 2 hours to get them and get home because of the ice that we had. I got stuck everywhere. It was a bad scene. But then we just got our floors done on the whole first floor, which took 3 days. So then I had to come home and move everything back in. Then we had to do shower for the kids. Then we had to do homework for the kids. I swear, some of that stuff I don't understand with those instructions either. It's crazy. And then we went to bed. So now I'm here so I can finally kind of unwind with you guys. But Rick, how's your week been so far?
It's been pretty good. I had my youngest had his little Christmas program last night, so that was fun to see him up there because he loves to sing and see how excited he got for that. And just like DLO said, halfway through the week, it's I love being at this point in the week because we start this half off with a bang, right? We kick it off pretty much with Wolfpack Wednesday, and then next thing you know, it's Friday, and the weekend. We got some good football coming tomorrow night for Packers and Lions. That's going to be probably the Packers' biggest game this season, unless they go through the playoffs and whatnot. But regular season wise, and everything's going pretty good. Just waiting for certain figures to release. I need something else to talk about.
There's always Batman.
There's always the Batman, and this guy has 2 of them. No, I'm really looking forward to the conversations we're going to have today. I hope we get more coming soon. I'm sure we will.
I know last week we talked about John Wick. A little bit of iffiness on there, but I've seen some. Honestly, after we looked through some of those action poses and just seeing all the cool stuff you can do, I think the mouth open works in a lot of ways. So I was able to solidify my John Wick with Hawk Wars toys. So I got him coming. I'm excited for that. Don't have to worry about that one. But yeah, so invoices. Still waiting on Tech. Still waiting on Bane. And then John Wick, Mars Toys Wonka.
Oh man,
what else? There's one more in there. I feel like anybody else waiting on something that I didn't list.
Did you say
Joker? That's the other one. Yeah. So a lot of stuff in the pipeline that we're hoping to get, before Christmas time, which would be great. I mean, what was Bane and Tech? That was late September, early October. So that should be really. It's been really coming quick. Tech feels like so long ago at this point.
Oh yeah.
Nonetheless, we're gonna have a great show tonight. We're gonna hang out. I got a little bit of bourbon. Don't know if you guys have any Christmas spirits, but I'm definitely gonna be drinking some. Let's see who is joining us tonight. We got Anthony in the house. What's going on? It's Thursday. He must be in the future. We got channel member Aaron Jones. Too sweet to you. Thank you for being here. Another channel member, Action in the Box. Thank you for being here. Queso Blanco. It's that time again. Too sweet. Cheers. Thank you for being here, my friend. All the usuals are here. Valkyrie Magnus, another channel member. Thank you guys so much for the support. Appreciate that. It is Wolfpack Wednesday. We got Giovan. Happy Wednesday. The Ben Thomas Show. Always good to see this guy. Too sweet to you. And hey, everyone, he says. Christian Crosshair Cooper. Hello there, Wolfpack and chat. We got Anorak 418. Hello, hello. One Adam 12. Hey, Wolfpack. My Deadpool just shipped. Bane, hopefully in a few days. Also just ordered She-Hulk from Underground Figures for a good price. Definitely find some good prices with Ray at Underground Figures. It's good to have options when we're looking for these figures. We got X-Man Supreme. New name, same lateness. LOL. Yeah, we got Nomar joining us. What's up, Wolfpack? What's going on, my friend? We got
Nomar.
We got Parks Industries. Last time I was this early, Cap was on Frozen. Tighter FL. Hello, my friend. What's up, everyone? Striker 47. Good evening, Wolfpack. That's Steve Rogers' third faceplate. Looks like he inhaled the Joker's laughing gas, but I'm still getting it. Yeah, I mean, obviously nobody's. Why? Like, who thinks that's a good thing to do? We'll talk about that later, but like, it's almost like Hot Toys' calling card where they have to throw in at least one stupid-looking faceplate, and everybody on board thinks it's a good idea. When it comes to Batman, sometimes there's 3 stupid faceplates, all 3 of them, but nonetheless. We got Batman Collectibles. Evening all. Good evening. Love the profile picture. That is an epic shot of Michael. Oh, man, love that part of the movie. We got Collection Obsession, Too Sweet to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a channel member. We got Hammer of God. What's up, everyone? Always good to have you joining us here. Jose G is gracing us with his presence as well. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Jose? Thanks for being here, man. We got Ryan. Good to see you, man. What's up? Finally, the ARF Trooper and ATRT blogger photos. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Chris Santos is here. What's going on, my friend? Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button while you're in the chat, hanging out with everybody and hanging out with us. Doc Bat, good to see you. Let's see. Collector Joey, another channel member. Good evening, Wolfpackers. Good evening to you, good sir. Just want to give Joey a shout out and say thank you for always doing the upcoming releases that are in their window. Also for doing the figures that have released up to this point. If you haven't, if you could do us the solid, if you could update that so it's up to December, because we're going to be ranking our releases. So make it a lot easier on us if you could do all the legwork. So just a thought. Thanks, man. Let's see. We got Colin. Howdy, everyone. Hello, Colin. Love the picture of Vader as well. Looks good. Valkyrie says, Graham, Steve, Brickendale, let's have a great stream. Let's do that. Loosen up a little bit.
Right, do the same thing. Like we
stretch
a little bit here.
Yeah. Feel the burn. If you stretch enough, you'll feel the burn. What's up, everyone? Good to see you. Good to have you with us tonight. Always fun hanging out with everybody. You got Big Rib as well. What's up, fellas? Cheers to you. The Movie Canon Evening Collectors. My friend Gio, thank you for being here. Brad, another channel member. Too Sweet to you. Good evening. We got my father, Django. Hello, guys. Always good to see you guys in here each and every week. Just lets us know we're doing something right. And I think we are caught up. So again, hit that like button, subscribe to my friends' channels if you haven't already, and let the fun begin, guys. And we should start nowhere else but with Captain America. Let me get this out of here. Boink. Okay. Captain America. This was a little out of the blue, boys. But a welcome surprise, if I may say so myself. At first glance, I thought the Steve Rogers head sculpt was like amazing, spot on, looks just fantastic. But as I looked at it closer, like, you ever get that where you look at something long enough and then you're like, is my mind playing tricks on me, or is it that good, or is it bad? I don't know. So I want to hear from you guys before we dive into the figure as a whole. But like, what do you think about the head sculpt? Is this spot on to Chris Evans, or does it need some work? Do you see it? Do you not see it? Rick, I'll start with you on this one. You are muted.
I know. I saw that. Thank you. I first saw this on Beagle 6 when I was live Monday, and it popped up. And my first, impression is when you see something, it's new, you're very excited, and you're saying all these great things about it, right? And then, like you said, you get a couple days to look at it, and I still think it looks really, really good. But I forget who it was, but somebody had told me that it's something to do like right here, and I didn't see it at first, like the nose a little bit. I didn't see it at first, but in some pictures I do, where it just seems a little off. But overall, I'm gonna give it like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I think it looks really good. I don't see too much wrong with it. And what really gets me is that the sculpted hair. The sculpted hair on this.
I thought this was artisan at first.
Yeah, and I even asked that too when I was live. I was like, okay, I might sound dumb, but is this like root? Because the first picture I saw was kind of far away. It almost looks like, when you put gel in your hair or something, which he obviously did for the movie too. And it just looks really stiff. It looks so good. The detail in the hair, almost every strand, it looks like. I like that the pants are a little baggier, so he can, that might throw some people off, but at least he gets to be a little bit more posable than we saw other, Captain Americas in the past. I like what they're doing with this base here. We'll see how that works out, right? And I do wish that they did something to the shield with the straps. Those Captain America straps suck. They break all the time. They don't fit around the forearm very easily. And yeah, the clips are terrible. And this is something that I think I said this last stream, that I don't need really double of much, right? Like I need my Spider-Mans, I got a couple Scarlet Witches, my Batman maybe, but everything else is kind of like I just need one. But this happens to be my favorite Captain look, the stealth suit, and I might have to go get this for $280. That's not bad.
Good price. And obviously the rolling eyeballs are going to be this figure's best friend, because I think this, like here, the sculpt looks super strong. So I think the fact that you're going to be able to move the eyes and get different angles of the head sculpt is really going to help you find that best likeness to Chris Evans, or that best angle. So even if the head sculpt isn't perfect, I do feel like this is a strong one that you're going to be able to work. Kind of like the John Wick we were talking about, like at certain angles, like if you tilt the head down, the eyes up, and he's got the mouth half open, like it's more of an action shot, and it looks a lot more like him, whereas opposed to him standing straight up with a mouth open and eyes looking just dead ahead. So I like moving eyes to the side and everything. I think is going to really help, with this figure. And who knows, maybe they'll just fine tune this just a little bit, before it releases as well. D'Lo, what are your thoughts? But I haven't read up like the details of the figure. Is this base like the Joker base, or is this magnetic? What's do you know what the base technology is here? Because we don't see the crotch grabber.
Yeah, it is a magnetic figure base, as per the description over here. So we're getting magnetic bases from Hot Toys.
What are your thoughts on that? Because we've seen this from Inart, and it hasn't been too pleasant. So I want to know, like, are you looking forward to this? Do you think they're going to fine tune this, or is this kind of one of them things that's just not working?
Well, I mean, I'm a bit indifferent to it, because I've never been a fan of how they've been implemented at this point, right up into this point here. It's a cool concept, but it lacks an execution, right? So if Hot Toys is doing this here, I would have to imagine they're doing it because they think they can do it better. And if they can do it better, then great. If it's going to be more of the same, then don't do it. It's just more R&D, more work that you don't have to do if it's not going to work. It's TBD when it comes to that part there. Just as far as the base stuff, because I'm not a fan of it, only because I haven't seen it work. But if someone can perfect it, maybe put the whole base a giant magnet instead of two tiny magnets for where you think your feet should be, I'm all for it. I'll give it a shot. But we got to wait to see what this one here. But as far as the figure is concerned, can I just go out and just say flat out, this is exactly what I mean. What a perfect 2.0. Can I just go on there and say that?
Yeah. Say it. Preach.
Isn't it interesting here that everybody doesn't know why this came out of left field? But did anybody bother to check to see this is actually the 10th anniversary of the movie?
Oh yeah, best year of movies, man. 2014.
Your favorite, right?
2014 is the best. I won't get into it, but look it up. Anyways,
no, your feelings in 2014 was well documented, just like a good chateau for Brickster over there. But yeah, listen, this is the perfect 2.0. This to me, I was like, when I looked it up and I saw like it was a 10-year difference between the movie and this new figure. This is exactly what I preach about all the time. The perfect 2.0 that satisfies every collector, right? The guy who's had the 1.0, it's showing its age. He's kind of over the figure. Here's his chance to jump back in. He got his money's worth out of it. There's no complaints on his side. I'm sure if he does, shame on you. You shouldn't. You had 10 good years. Some people don't even have cars for that long. So that's another story. But let's talk about the 2.0 for the new guys, right? The collectors. Can you imagine, like, we have so many collectors now that are younger than when we started, in their 20s, collecting, getting on social media. I'm seeing people on TikTok. I'm seeing so much more from some of the younger collectors. These guys were like in their teenage years when this came out. They didn't have adult money to buy these kinds of things. Yeah. This is the perfect 2.0, because now those guys who didn't have the resources to get it when they were younger have grown up money, and now they can buy their own version of their favorite Captain America. So this right here, I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Now, as far as the head sculpt situation, I will agree. At first, kind of like Brick, I thought this was perfect. And then I saw the comments and I said, you know what? Now that you mention it, maybe the jaw is a little too perfect. Maybe it could be a little bit more narrow to more.
I was going to say, is it a little wide?
A little wide, a little bit more, Chad instead of,
really good.
Chris. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, overall, like this is a great start. Let's say your Brickmate said it best here. I like that this potentially the pants are better for articulation. That's huge.
I like this too. This looks
Captain America is notorious for being a very stiff figure, right? Lacking posing ability. This might be the best one we can get to pose wise. But I mean, the eye rolling system for me has got me the most excited over anything else, because there's one thing about Captain America is just that you get so much expression from the mask because of how his eyes are. His eyes are like really what like really helps out with posing. I'm all about posing these days. No more museum for me. I'm all about the posing business now. So if I can get more articulation out of the head sculpt with the eyes and trying to do some more limber moves with the legs and put them in more drastic, I'm all for it. So I'm 100% excited about it. I do want them to fix some of those tweaks in the face, because I agree with the community. I think there's a couple things that need to get a little bit better. But for a proto, and if they continue to keep updating these head sculpts like they've been doing, they're pretty close. I'm with Brick. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 for this.
And before we get Sneaker involved here, I want to give a big shout out to my father Django with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for the generosity. Can't always catch the live, but thanks for the entertainment the next day at work. Hey, we live to give, right? Whether you're free to watch us live, whether you're at work and screwing around watching us on the replay, we love it. It's all gold. So just thank you for watching. Thank you for the super chat. Let's give you a little bit of a cheers as well. As soon as I find my little video here. DLO doesn't like this one, but it's the best one we got.
Cheers. Cheers. To Wolfpack, to Collector's Own, to you guys. Cheers.
Thanks for all the support, everybody.
Thank you. I hate that little sip that I take.
Sippy.
Like I'm drinking tea.
Let's see. We got AJ's here as well. What's going on, AJ? Thanks for joining us. Adric23 has joined us in the chat as well. And we got Daniel here. What's up, Daniel? And Jazzy is joining us. We got 12-inch Moose Dream. Hello, hello. And I think we are caught up. We're good. We're good. All right. So my next question, we'll let Steve go first. We all own the Endgame cap, except for Steve, right? Because you own...
I have it.
You do have that one.
Yep.
Okay. So we all have the Endgame cap. Are we looking to sell and replace with this one? Are we looking to have two? Maybe use the portrait on one, the masked version on the other? What are your thoughts on that? But then also just dive into what your thoughts are on the figure.
Yeah, this is I'm with what you guys are saying. Like when I first saw it, I was like, damn, this looks really good. But the head sculpt for me is just like, the face is off. Like, I feel like the cheeks are too, one thing is the cheeks are too puffy. Like the face overall looks too full. It's too full. And I feel like he looks a little bit too old for how he looked in the movie. But yeah, I mean, it's a good 2.0 for this figure, but if you have like the Endgame exclusive, which I have that figure, this is very similar to that figure other than the body being updated. In my opinion, I think the pants are actually too baggy. I think it's nice to have the articulation, but it's a little bit too baggy. And this looks like it's the same suit material as the other one. So it's nice that the pants are bigger to allow you to move the figure more, but it still doesn't mean that it's just going to be able to articulate everywhere a lot better than like the previous version. So I don't know, this is kind of tricky for me, because do I really want to get rid of the other one I have just to get this one? Another thing is, like, why would you not include his standard shield with this figure? I think that's like a really odd choice of like giving him his stealth shield when like he uses the other shield quite a bit as well.
Sure.
So I think like that's another interesting thing. Obviously the one face plate is what I think everybody has like one of the biggest gripes with. But I don't know what I'm going to do yet as far as like the other stealth suit one. I'm debating, do I sell it? Do I just keep it for now? Cause like, it's not that much different than this one. Also, like if one of these head sculpts, I want to just pop it onto that one and have like two versions. This is my favorite probably my favorite MCU movie, and Captain America is my favorite MCU character. So I think that's why probably I'm a little bit more critical about this one as well, just because like I want Cap to be like the best looking for when it comes to collecting this. But I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the head sculpt. Magnet base, I guess it's yet to be known what's gonna happen with the magnet base and whether it's gonna look. It looks like a little small. I don't know. Like, I guess posability, it shows. Yeah, the base looks a little small. Like, it shows him in these dynamic poses. I guess is like 1 foot going to be able to be on the magnetic base. Like, if you look at the one, like this photo, and I know we're kind of blocking it, but it's a pretty small footprint, like for this base. Like, that's not a lot of room if you want to have him standing. Whether or not that's a big issue, I think it looks good. Hopefully, like, I mean, based on how he's standing, it almost looks like the magnets are going to be all the way across, potentially like across the platform, because they've got him in all these different poses everywhere, and his foot is in multiple different areas on this base. So maybe they're just saying we're going to slap a whole magnet across this entire thing. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully you can put, I think if they can make it so it's flat all the way across, and you can put the feet anywhere you want to magnetize this to the base, that's going to be a much better option. Still a little leery though, because my Joker for Inart was fine until the ankle joint started to give, and that's what made him fall. It wasn't the magnet itself, it was the ankle joint starting to tip. So the figure has to have strong joints in order to stay put on the magnetic base. I think that's one thing hopefully that they figure out as they keep going. But I'm excited for this one. I can't say I'm not excited. I mean, this one, having the end game one, and then this is, I mean, it's part of the game. It sucks like that happening, but in the end too, I do want a Captain America figure that has like rolling eyes is a big thing. It's just there's nothing is safe at this point, and they're taking like really this, like that Captain America was a really limited figure, the Endgame Cap, really limited, and then releasing this like not too far off. That kind of stings a little bit when it comes to having something exclusive, but I'm honestly not surprised. I'm not surprised, and I'm happy about it, because like I said, this is my favorite MCU movie, favorite character. So like I'm gonna get this for sure. I'm gonna get this figure. What I'm gonna do with my other one, I'm not sure yet.
What are you guys gonna do with your Endgame Cap? Keep them?
I'm gonna keep mine. Yeah, and then I'll have him mask on, and then have this one kind of like this, mask off. But I do kind of want to have that crazy look, where he's showing his teeth, and just have him stand behind like Scarlet Witch or something,
just like this,
the creepy eye, like
just standing behind with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, man, like somebody who can do photography, please do some crazy stuff like that. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that would be funny. DLO, are you gonna keep your Endgame?
First of all, Brick, please never change. I adore you. Honestly, I'll be the first one to admit, Endgame is gone. It's gonna name the game here, man. Like,
I think I'm in the same boat.
I've kind of gone the same route over the years. Like I've had every Captain America. Like I've had every single one, 1.0 or 2.0, whatever. Kind of been my go-to guy in Marvel. So, and I've even had the 1.0 of this one here. So this one blows it out the water.
Oh yeah.
The only thing with Captain America is the head sculpt is always been the biggest issue here. The figure, Captain America himself, is great. Steve Rogers head sculpts have always been really hit or miss, very divisive. The Endgame one's been the best one so far, and this one is, even in its infancy, is way better than that one there too. This is kind of like that Mount Rushmore of Hot Toys like head sculpts that they can't really get right and like nail down. He's on that Mount Rushmore of head sculpts here, but I only need one. This is my favorite suit, and honestly, as much as I like the Endgame suit, it's a great figure and all. It's just the one that, honestly, if I have to pick one, which is where I'm at now, where I'm strictly doing a diet of one Marvel character per, it's got to go, and it's going to be replaced by this one. So
I love the suit. I love the almost like all blue with just a little bit of silver. It just looks real high end, and I do think this head sculpt is the best we've gotten, by far. My problem is where do I put the second Captain America? You guys know my collection is it's pretty much just one Avenger, one variant of the Avengers and then Guardians. So like, where does he fit if I have two? Maybe in the showcase here, but I don't know. So obviously, if we're being honest, we know the endgame stuff is not selling worth a damn. So, you're going to take a loss if you guys are selling that. So it also comes to how low are you willing to go before it is worth just keeping. So that's something I'll have to ask myself too. I'm not going to sell this until the new one comes out because I don't want to not have a Captain America in the collection. Sometimes you'll sell it right away. Like 89 Batman. I'm going to sell that right away and make some money, and I'll just go. I had Batman Returns, so that helped. But then you'll just wait for it. But like here, it's not worth anything anyway. So like, I'm going to keep it, and then maybe when this comes out, I'll change. I'll decide what I'm going to do, if I'm going to sell it or keep it and put it somewhere else. But it would also be nice to have the head sculpt on one of them and then the masked version. I do think this angle here looks really strong. So like, again, there's just some angles that something seems off. This is like a head sculpt that I'm like, it's really good, and yet it's off. Isn't that weird? Like how you can feel like two things at the same time. Like it's super, super good, and yet it's off. So I guess that's a good thing. I'm not bitching and moaning about it. I'm happy with it. I think hopefully they tweak it a little bit, but overall, if this is what we get, I'm still going to be pretty happy with it. So
if I can just add, the only thing that's driving me nuts about this figure is the pockets. The pockets are driving me nuts. These things, he looks like he's going to fly away. I mean, I looked at photos. Yes, they're baggy, but they're not that baggy. Hot Toys, please fix that. That's just...
Yeah.
You got a sack of change.
You ever see Prison Break where he takes his pocket out? That's what it looks like.
Somebody's
got to
my
hold
gosh,
his pockets.
yes. I understand the reference.
Or Kramer from Seinfeld when he's going to get a calzone with all of his change.
It just tailored that a little bit better. Yes, they're baggy, but they're not that baggy, for crying out loud. It just looks ridiculous. Yeah. But that's about it. Everything else has already been said.
Jazzy says, great time to sell endgame cap for $30 and people will lowball for 20. Dude, seriously, like, I'm seeing figures, and I've pointed out in our group chat, like, I'm seeing figures, and I'm seeing figures for selling under $100, and I'm buying some of them. So I got Mando for 95 this week. So and then
I'm buying some of them.
There's
OG Mando, right? Just to clarify for everybody.
OG Mando. So
they're a steal. So
there's
underrated.
definitely deals to be had out there. But this line, I mean, this was the Mando line before Mando. Like, this has just been tough to make a buck on. You got Hawkeye, you got Black Widow, 150, 175 bucks. You got even the newer Black Panther. The newest one isn't that expensive. Like, that one can definitely be had, and that's not Endgame line, but it's just Avengers. So if you the Iron Spider, you'll be lucky if you get 150 for that. But some of it's because of the 2.0, some of it's just because they've made so many variants, and I don't know what the other part is, because Endgame, like the Endgame line, is for me one of the favorite stuff to collect when it comes to the Avengers. So I'm not sure why else.
Do you think it's because Marvel's just kind of sucked lately?
I don't know.
And people are kind of falling off. I mean, we've had a couple good ones here and there, but like overall, Marvel's just kind of like old news, even though it's something
that's it.
Hasn't really been done in movies before. Like, we still love up to Endgame. I think Endgame's phase 4, right? Or is that still phase 3? I can't remember.
I think 4.
But like, we love all of that. But part of us is like, okay, let's move on to stuff like Star Wars. That's been, I guess same thing's kind of happening with Star Wars, but going back to, the OG trilogy and that kind of stuff where people don't really care about Endgame anymore. But I kind of feel that we're going to have Doomsday and Secret Wars, and we're going to get a lot of these characters and forms from that movie. But people are going to start kind of going back maybe to Endgame. I don't think they're going to go up in price or anything because there's so many of them. But I think people will be they'll appreciate their collection more when those movies come out, and they won't seem to sell as often.
Well, I think when it comes to Marvel, they're gonna go through the Star Wars phase of collecting with collectors. Like, there's gonna be splits. There's gonna be people who are gonna be like pre Endgame and stuff like that. Sorry, post Endgame, I beg your pardon, and Endgame saga stuff like that. So I mean, it's gonna get separated over time. The more this goes on, the more there's gonna be factions of fans who have certain preferences to what they want and what they want to collect here. There's this next wave that we're gonna have. It's gonna be huge in its own right. Doom, you mentioned, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer is going to be here. X-Men are going to be right around the corner. Daredevil is being rebooted. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to that was prior to Endgame. But there's going to be people who swore by, I was there for the whole 10 years of the Marvel Saga MCU stuff, whatever you want to call it, and say, that's my OG Star Wars. That's, this is my new trilogy. So I mean, you're going to get that over time. It's only natural as it continues to progress. But everything comes in waves. Popularity, pop culture, you name it. What's hot today is cold tomorrow. What was cold is now hot again. It's just circle these kinds of things. I mean, during the whole MCU, while it was active and people were collecting around that time, Hot Toys absolutely poo-pooed on Star Wars. Like, they barely did anything with the Star Wars license for a minute. Once Marvel kind of hit that cap, no pun intended, at Endgame, of like as far as popularity can go, like, people started slowly coming back to Star Wars little by little there, because now Mando came out, and Mando was fun, and people had a good time with that. And then people came back to the prequels. People came back to OG and said how much they loved that. And so, I'd rather collect this right now. I remember having great memories of this. So it just kind of goes back and forth when it comes to that types of things. And now at this point, 10 years later, Captain America Winter Soldier is now vintage. It's a decade since this movie came out. So it's old, but it's new again. Because all the people who were too young to collect this back then got adult money, like I said, now. And now this is their favorite Captain America. People are going to be buying this.
I think Brick's onto something too, where, like things die down after they've been out for a while. And as good as Infinity War and Endgame is, like, if you watch it, it's going to rekindle that. But like, obviously people are moving on to the next thing. And I do think maybe Marvel faltering a little bit with some of their TV shows probably doesn't help. But I think DLO's right too. I think everything kind of cycles around. Like, DC will get hot for a minute. Star Wars was low when Marvel was hot, and it's just like the ways it goes. And so if you're in the market, like, now is kind of the best time to collect. If you are just collecting, because values everywhere are just dropping. But nonetheless, look at the difference between the first figure here and then the second figure. Like, that sculpt looks more like Tom Cruise than it does, Chris Evans. So, and I think the one thing that I really appreciate about these newer Captain Americas, Endgame included, is the proportions. The fine tuning, getting him looking less cartoony or superhero like, but more real life superhero like, like believable. So
it's so weird, Graham, because you say this all the time. It's like video games, man.
Right.
It's like it's like a PS3 game to a PS4 game. It's crazy.
Whenever this figure came out, this was like awesome, and people like, oh my god, it looks so much like Captain America. And then with technology and everything, then you look back and you're like, what was I thinking? So that's crazy. Steven, what's on your mind? Is this as bad as we think it is?
It's pretty bad. But there's no way I'm getting rid of my Endgame like Mjolnir cap. That's crazy, man. I would never get rid of that unless it would be. It'd be
I know
crazy,
you have
dude.
a lot more room than I do.
I think for like
too,
$120 or something like that. There's no,
I know.
Like, Cap's my favorite figure. My favorite character.
True.
He's gonna be like. I waited so long for that moment, like Captain America, Mjolnir, and like that.
We all did.
Like we all did, right? And like with him,
paid a lot of money for that figure.
No, I'm not the figure. I'm talking about the moment in and of itself. Like in the Infinity Saga, like that was such a big moment that everybody speculated about for such a long time. And then like that's something in the movie and in cinema when it comes to like all of those are moments that are like really iconic when you think about just overall throughout different IPs, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel. Like that moment for me was a really big moment. So like I'll always want to have that figure unless they end up redoing it, which they probably will. I think that's like, like what all you guys said. It's I think some of it is because it was during the era of like what we talk about COVID collecting, where they made so many people got in, bought them, and then a lot of people are getting out and selling them for really cheap, and then people want it cheaper than that. So there's that cascade of things. And then also like, what was I gonna say? I forget exactly what I was gonna say, but it's just dang it.
Endgame.
I had a good thought and I
waiting
lost.
for the moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What I was gonna say is, you have so many variants of like all of these characters. There's so many variants that you can get. For all these figures, like Black Widow. Look at how many Black Widows there are. The value tanks, and then they do artisan Black Widow, and it's like everybody wants that one. So then they sell it for even lower.
Yeah, because people pick the one they want, and then they don't need 10 of them. Yeah.
So it's like Captain America is already really low end game, and now people are going to even dump it for lower, and people are going to ask for lower. It's just a never-ending cascade right now. So Hot Toys, like, it's great we're getting this, but like it's just dumping value of figures left and right every time this happens. Look at we talk about this with DC, right? Like all the like Armored Batman from BVS 2.0, like they're just like, it's just what we've been talking about for a long time of like, it's just a never-ending cascade right now of value continuing to go down, and then people wanting to even get a figure for cheaper than that. So it's just it's just crazy times right now. And like I said, this one for me is like this figure's not that much different than the exclusive suit that came out for Endgame. It's very similar, other than like the proportions and a little bit of a looser suit, obviously the head sculpt, but it's not all that different than that one when it comes down to that. So
now, Steve, you paid a little bit more for your exclusive. What is it, like $320? I think when it came out retail.
I think it was $320 or $325.
Like that. This one's
$280.
$280.
Like the Thanos gauntlet.
So this is what I'm curious to get your perspective on this here, because obviously I'm the grumpy old guy of the group, right? Who's always complaining about 2.0s and shaking my head back in my day. So kind of switching it on to you here. You're kind of seeing or kind of going through stuff that I kind of go through more regularly now than I like to care to admit. I mean, having that figure, it's been maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 since that one came out, maybe less.
It's been 2. It's been, I think,
just kind of along that too.
Yeah, year and a half or 2 years. Yeah.
That was an exclusive. That was limited. That was the very first time I think Sideshow did the whole lottery thing, whatever you want to call it. Their first go around at that. There, supposed to be limited, supposed to be exclusive. Now 2 years later, now we get let's call it the 10-year anniversary cap from the same suit, different movie, far more accurate. Head sculpt is better, new technology. And to boot, it's $280 instead of $320, and it's readily available to everybody. Like, how does that honestly make you feel about? Again, you love the character, so obviously you're happy with this. So obviously this isn't like, what do you think about Hot Toys now kind of thing. It's more like, hey, kind of seeing it from the microscope of like, I've just got this figure. It was supposed to be something special because not everybody can get it. Now everybody can get it. It's better than my opinion, better than the one with Endgame. And it's less expensive, and everybody can. I mean, how does that make you kind of feel when something like that happens?
I think the part that stings the most is they're making it. They're selling these things as exclusives, and like the price. They're definitely doing exclusive pricing for stuff. Like prices are higher on these exclusive things. And then I think the other part is when then they release something like this, they're not really giving you enough value or enough like limited edition exclusive feel to something to make you want to keep it and still feel good about it. You know what I mean? I think that's the worst example of this was that Coca-Cola Iron Man, that then they came out with the red and chrome one, which is the exact same thing with a better base. So I think it would be nicer if that figure, the Endgame version of the Endgame stealth suit figure, had a little bit more to it, where I felt, okay, this is still like an exclusive I really want to keep. Like the fact that I'm questioning, I don't know if I really want that one now, because really I got that because I really wanted an updated stealth suit version, because that's my favorite look for Cap, so that like fit that. It would be nice if that gave me something more desirable when it comes to it being exclusive, to say, okay, you know what, that one, it's exclusive, but it's got XYZ. Like the Thanos gauntlet doesn't really do enough for me to say, oh, I'm 100% keeping this. Like there's not a big enough value or like exclusive factor differentiation between the two. I think that's the thing that bothers me the most when it comes to this stuff is they'll do an exclusive and then make something that's so similar, and then it just like crushes what the exclusive was. Like I just want, if it's going to be exclusive, I want it to be exclusive,
right,
and feel like it is, versus not something that is going to be the same as something that you're going to come out with shortly after. I think that's like, I get it's part of it, but that's kind of my feeling around this. I want to feel like I want this to come out and be like, oh, I'm keeping my endgame stealth suit no matter what, because of whatever reason that makes it so I want to keep it, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I feel about it. It sucks. Like I don't want to have to make that decision of whether or not I want to sell it. Is it terrible? No. Like it's a little bit easier when it's your favorite character. But because I'm gonna want to get, like, I'm gonna be okay with different versions, but it still stings in that regard.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Absolutely.
We got Jazzy becoming a member of the Watch. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Obviously, what I do is a hobby, but anything that you guys want to do extra to support me and keep the channel going is much appreciated. Jazzy, welcome to the channel members. With that, you'll get shout outs, you'll get early access to videos. Of course, we have the emojis you can use in the chat. And every once in a while, which I think I'll do this month, is a member only giveaway. So maybe like a sideshow, something for Christmas, I think I want to do for you guys. So thanks again. Also, want to say hi to, we got Mike in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. We got SG Collectibles, was not able to say hi to him earlier. Thanks for stopping in. We got Clinton joining us. What's going on, my friend? And Stacy is watching the show as well. So thank you guys all for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel quite a bit. What I wanted to say too about these head sculpts is I think the main focus is on that portrait. And I think this is kind of flying under the radar with how good this is. Just the small tweaks, but I think this is spot on. And I love this faceplate here. This gives me, obviously, kind of like you said, Steve, like the Endgame vibes, where he gets, where he's, battling with Thanos, and then he, Avengers, unite and stuff like that. So I would use these two for sure. This one is goofy as hell, and it is funny, but can't see myself ever using this one. But it was a nice try, I guess. So 2 head sculpts, separate rolling eyeballs. Got both of that. Looks nice. We got the newly developed shield with 2 different display styles. Can somebody explain this to me like I'm 5? Newly developed. What's new about it, and what are the 2 different display styles? Because I see. Is it just because he can hook it on his back and hold it?
I wonder if the straps are different. Did they show that at all?
Not yet.
You would think they would show. You would think they would show that in this picture, right?
You could put the other one on his back too. You just
you had that little
around.
that little plastic hook.
Yeah.
I don't know what's those. My endgame shield little clips. One broke right out of the box. They're so fragile.
Terrible.
So fragile.
Sucks.
The best one they ever did was Age of Ultron. They had magnetic magnets in it there and in the hand. Perfect. Best shield ever made.
Right. And specifically designed magnetic figure base. Sorry, Clinton. It's Avengers Assemble. My bad. Sometimes the words don't always come to my mind.
Avengers congregate.
Congregate. Avengers, come over here. So here is everything. Again, I think for $280, this is a pretty good deal, especially when you're getting a newly developed head sculpt. You're getting all this new stuff as well. So what is the timeline on this? It's like end of 2025 going into 2026. Yeah. So it is going to be a little bit here. But nonetheless,
just good.
Looks good. Yeah. Give us a little bit of time.
give us some breathing room here.
It'd be really nice if they just put a little plastic square for the like on the base. If they just put like a little plastic thing, a piece you could remove, and just put a crotch grabber on there. Like
I was thinking the same thing. Like
why not just make a little pop out piece?
Right.
It'd be so easy.
Because what about people that like brick, second floor of the house, when you walk, things are going to shake a little bit. What about people that have earthquakes? I don't know. It's just it would be nice if it's still an option. I know that it's like gaudy and whatnot sometimes, but I was looking at mine today, and as I was looking at my figures, and with the black backdrop of the cases, you don't notice them that much. Like they aren't like an eyesore or anything. So like I'm okay with it. I'd rather have the figures secured than looking a little bit more natural on the base, but that's just my personal preference. So I get some people want, one or the other. So yeah, just like even with like the Joker, where those rocks pop out and you can put the peg in, like if one of those could be like where you put like a crotch grabber would be ideal too. But
yeah,
we'll always find something we don't like, right? So we're all getting this.
Straps, great.
All right. Maybe the real leather buckles.
That would be nice. They'd probably say that in the description though.
Yeah.
Steve, you're getting a very big bah humbug about your energy tonight looking at this figure. Yeah, exactly. Look at that guy. He's like, I'm gonna buy it.
Kenobi is not happy.
I'm not
No,
gonna
like
like it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna buy it.
No, I mean I do like it. I just, like I said, I got my.
I'll give you a hard time, broski.
It's I hope, like, I want this figure because, like, and then this is obviously like a favorite version for a lot of people. You know, I mean, this is one you want 100%. Them to get. This is one you want them to get absolutely right. Like, if this head sculpt, let me ask you this: if this head sculpt is what it is here, and we get a drop off from this, are you going to be happy with it? I think that's like another question, like that, because that's pretty common, right? Like,
it's probably going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, the face isn't right, and then everyone's gonna be like, well, this is what it looked like, and the prototype and all that. But
for me, I'm going to put him as Captain America more than anything else. So like if it's good, great. If it isn't great, I mean, I'm rarely going to use it, to be honest with you. Just for me personally, kind of like Batman and a Bruce Wayne head sculpt, I'm always going to choose Batman, So,
yeah,
but
sure. Yeah.
What's selling you about this figure then, DLO? Is it just the suit itself?
What's that?
Is it the rolling eyes and the suit that's really selling you on this then? Since you're not really using that portrait?
I'm under the belief, based off what I'm seeing from these pants right now at the moment, this might be the most posable Captain America we've got, which is important to me. Like I said, I've owned every single one of them. They're very stiff figures. They're more museum, more stoic, because the bodies and the suits tend to be too tight to really move up the arms or push the legs outward. He's really more of a presence guy, just like standing there and looking good. So if I can pose a Captain America, kind of like, if Steve has concerns about like Spider-Man, like being able to pose it with the suit, that's how I feel about Captain America. I want to be able to pose him. But I was going to say here, like another thing that I got to give the community credit for, and I didn't think of until I saw it, the Artisan Black Widow, although not accurate to the same film, will look really good with this here. And that's got me excited about my Black Widow pre-order. So
that's a good point. And to be fair, I haven't really thought too much what I'm going to do with my endgame Black Widow. Like, I'm getting the Artisan, and I want to
give it to me.
This.
Yeah,
$50.
We'll take it off your hands.
Well, I don't
That'd be
know.
nice. That'd be nice.
Scenario.
55.
But I love that figure.
Throw it
I think
across
I've
the
always
street.
had. I think the endgame cap has always been kind of average to me.
Which one?
Like nothing endgame. Like nothing stands out amazing about the figure. Like
it's
a
about to
good
say it's
figure.
film.
Are
I'm
you
gonna have
talking
a heart
about Black
attack.
Widow or Cap?
Cap, endgame cap.
Oh,
I think it's a good figure, but it never blew me away like when I got it in hand.
Sure.
Where I've always really had a soft spot for that endgame Black Widow. So like it's just weird because I want to get this one and I'm getting the Artisan Black Widow, but I'm like, I haven't really thought about selling that one. So maybe I do keep both. Put endgame cap with endgame Black Widow in the case here.
You could always put your artisan figures behind you too, Graham. Show those off a little bit.
I'm not really getting too many Artisan.
Oh,
There is no way you are keeping endgame Black Widow but getting rid of endgame Cap.
Well, that's what I said.
Maybe
I'll
that's
keep
his
both and put
favorite
them together.
character, and he can get as many as he likes.
Maybe
How about
she's
that?
Hulk.
They're both gone, or you get them, or you're gonna keep them both.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, space is more of a concern for me than I think it is for you at this point, just because I'm kind of utilizing everything I have. So it's gonna look weird if I have all my Avengers and then two Captain Americas like next
I don't
to
have
each
like
other,
a lot of
so.
Marvel space. Like I'm not really dedicating a lot of time because I'm kind of like you guys in that, like I'm trying to just pick one version. I mean, Cap is pretty much the exception, and Iron Man, but Iron Man's going to be a separate thing. But as far as like, I'm just trying to get it's pretty much Infinity War Endgame #1 version that I want for most characters. So it's usually an easy decision in a lot of cases, but this one is, figure out where I'm going to put it later.
Selling it.
Let me say hi to a couple people here. We got Thrawn's Office joining us tonight, channel member. He can't wait to get a different profile pic, but this has been iconic now, and he's made these legs famous, so I think he needs to keep them. We also have Quan joining us. What's up, Wolfpack? Thank you for stopping by. And we have the GOAT himself, Hot Toys Hotline, Mr. Connor, Evening EvilSneaker and crew.
Who dat?
That's right. He'll always be EvilSneaker to us. FF.
Double. You could beat me to it. FF, baby.
Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anybody
Get
that
some sleep.
came in late here. It's just gonna take some time. See, like it's different. I just feel like it's different. That's all.
That's
All
because
right.
it is different. It's definitely not the same.
It's because it is different.
It is different. Any final thoughts on Cap before we kind of move? Before we have the Avengers unite. Anything else?
Not necessarily on the figure, but this gives me a lot of hope that we will get, whether it's Artisan or not, Winter Soldier. Being the 10-year anniversary, we're getting this. Could we get a Winter
How could we
Soldier?
forget?
How far will it go beyond that? It will
I think
just be
you're
this.
gonna get all of the main players again. Like I think
'Cause in-
we're gonna still get
Artisan
Artisan
Black Widow
Thor.
from this movie would be cool too.
Yeah,
You know, like there's a lot.
gonna
that
redo
they
them
could
all.
do.
I really
What I was
think
going to
so.
say. Remember I said I had a point that I was going to say? You said Artisan Thor.
That's what
It left. I don't know why. You know what that happens? It just leaves your mind.
It took a
I-
while
yeah.
to get 45 minutes to me. You like shot it through the,
I don't know why. That was like, it was just gone. But I think another reason why people are hesitant to buy some of this stuff is like everybody's waiting for them to 2.0 like the OG Avengers. I think everybody wants
They're
that.
scared.
That's
Collecting
what I want,
scared.
that.
That's
Oh,
people are like, I want to have like Artisan Thor, an Avengers Hulk. Like everybody
Yep.
is just
Give me that
saying, like,
angry
I'm not-
Hulk back.
Yeah, I'm not getting any of these figures
Well-
until they end up redoing inevitably the OG Avengers and making those all upgraded.
And to be fair, it's Hot Toys' own. It's their own doing. They've done this to us in the past that has made us think this way. You know, you get a figure and a few months later they're announcing something else, and you're like, "What the hell did I just do?" Like Mando comes to mind. Armory comes to mind. There's been some other stuff too that it's just kind of like, what the hell? Like, it almost makes you a little gun shy to put up and, you know, like pre-order that figure and get it and then be so excited just for them to then announce something else, like Artisan version or whatever the case may be. So,
And then they had Scarlet Witch, 2 figures barely released, and then they did a Artisan version of that.
That
It's
was,
like,
in
what the
fairness,
heck?
that was overdue.
that's a
though.
great point.
That was overdue, though.
It was overdue, but it
It was
like,
overdue,
it was
but
kind of bad timing. Like they
but
should
a
have done
lot
it
of
earlier.
people were
a little
like,
bit.
man, this is the best Wanda.
I got it.
This is
Woohoo.
going to be the Wanda that is my representation in the collection, and then boom, because that was like the best one they could get, right? So I can definitely see that one too.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
don't be
I remember
surprised that we're going to go down this Marvel rabbit hole of the
can.
last 10 years of Marvel, because I just think that at this point, that's the safest thing for them to make, because they're still gonna pump out Marvel, but I think with how Phase 4 has gone and whatever phase we're up to now, see, that's how bad it's been. I don't even know.
Yeah, right.
Outside of like Spider-Man and Deadpool, I mean, you can't really say anything else has blown anybody away on the collecting side of things. So I think for them, seeing as how the movie situation is kind of up in the air and TV shows haven't been hits, they're going to come back to these IPs, which I'm all for,
Back to the
because
well.
Me
Winter
too.
Soldier, yes. Rick, thank you for bringing it up, because I don't know how we were going to get past talking about Cap and not talking about Winter Soldier.
Right.
That's the number one
I'd get that
figure
one
on
too.
my list from this movie.
Dude,
So,
Got it.
It would look
I'm all
so
for it.
good.
but why stop there? Why stop there? I want a 2.0 of Civil War Falcon. I want that
Yeah.
one. I want that again. You know what I mean? So
2.0 Fury. Cool.
yes,
That'd be cool.
Absolutely. Listen, put some respect on my man Samuel L. Jackson. Yes, let's get us a 2.0 of that one there. But maybe Maria Hill, Coulson. I mean, these are like icons that we forgot about. Like, I'd take 2.0s of these guys.
Dude, this was my favorite Marvel movie, MCU movie, until, Endgame and Infinity War and all that.
But if we go from like a solo side thing, I think I'm with you here. Like, this is my number one solo movie. Like, I think it's the best Marvel movie, like, overall.
So good, man.
On the solo side of things. So,
but this came out the same year as the first Guardians. Like, I just had such a good time in 2014. Like, Marvel was killing it.
Man. Yeah,
it's gonna be really hard.
Wasn't like one of the best movies of all time that came out that year too?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know you. Interstellar, man. John Wick, the first one.
Yeah, that is a good year, man. That year might be hard to beat. It might be hard to beat.
Fan fiction.
Double F, baby. Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Double F.
All right.
No more, brother. I have not changed, man. Listen, I told you, there's a way to do a 2.0 and there's a way not to do a 2.0. Poor Steve has got the 2.0 of the 2.0, and that's where I don't like when that happens to collectors. I don't think that's fair to Steve. Steve got his good hard-earned money out. He got himself the best cap on the market, and they replaced it 2 years later and made it cheaper. That's not fair to Steve. I don't like those.
Poor Steve.
For everybody else that doesn't have it, this is technically a 10-year-old figure that needed to be updated. And dude, that's the poor Steve.
If you guys are feeling bad for Steve, please feel free to super chat my channel.
No,
don't.
None
of the proceeds will go towards him, but anything we can do to help him.
Look at his face. Sorry,
you bullies.
Sorry, you're a terrible person.
It's also just a troll move for them to be like, look how much we updated this figure. Show the Endgame one anywhere.
Welcome to the party, brother.
You're preaching.
You're preaching to the crowd here.
10 years ago. Oh, but we're not going to acknowledge the one we just made. The thing with different body proportions.
But yeah, this is a proper 2.0. Despite that little sidetrack move they made to take your good hard-earned money here, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Nomar because he's still cracking me up here. For everybody else, this is a 10-year-old figure that either you have it or you wish you had it. Now's a great time to pick it up. So this is not an egregious, offensive 2.0. This is a proper 2.0 for everybody. So I'm not mad about this one. But you give me an example of a figure that was just recently released in someone's hands, and they release one a couple weeks from now, and we talk about it. You bet my opinion is gonna be way different about that.
Right.
It's like Armor Batman, and then they put two of them into one figure, but there's two separate figures.
Dude, I was broken when the whole armory stuff happened with the DX19. It's just like I was crushed. Crushed by that.
You're like, I'm done.
Didn't even have the DX19. 6 months?
You're like, I'm done with Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
Then he's back.
Dealo's like, Bane, figure of the year, Bane.
But Bane is badass though. Like that's.
I'm not gonna.
Like Bane,
that's a proper 2.0.
I feel like Bane like turned you back into like going back into the Dark Knight more so, like kind of revived it because that was like a rough.
Because he's a proper 2.0. You see, you see my attitude. Like if it's a proper 2.0 and it's had time to breathe and Collector's had an opportunity to enjoy it, then go for it. Make it again for the next batch of people coming in here. You're always welcome to bring more people in. But if you screw the people who are here, and let's say they got it and they just got here, as a new person, I'd be pissed. As a new person, I would, because like, man, that sucks for me, right? Yeah. But hey, if I had ample time, if you had ample time with your figure, it serves its purpose. You can either get the new one or stick with the old one. At least you have that choice. When you get something so quickly and then the new one comes out, it's even better, you feel compelled to have to get the new one because you thought you had the best one when it happened. It's not fair, but it's the name of the game.
I was going to say something and I forgot. I'll just go to the poll here. Close the poll. Did Hot Toys nail the Chris Evans head sculpt? 42% said yes. 38% said good, but needs some work. And 18% said no. That was 59 votes, so not too bad of a turnout there. All right. I guess
you guys going to try
on.
to hunt down like his like standard shield though? Like you guys are going to display him with this shield? Or you're going to try to get like the red, like the red and blue shield?
I'm okay with this one. I'm not going to go out of my way to get a different.
I like the shield. One of a kind.
I love the shield. I love the shield too. It's just
you make a good point.
Mission.
Yeah,
like they
you make a
just
good point, but I'll probably stick with this.
Yeah,
They should give us both. You're right.
Just like Endgame, they give us a normal shield and a crack shield. Like, why not just put the red? You guys have, you can easily put this standard shield in this box. There's really like no excuse.
They probably have 1,000 laying around.
You made the shield on so many figures. Just give us a shield.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
You know what else we need a 2.0 of that would be totally worth it?
The Batman.
Drax.
Dude,
Where's
don't
Drax?
give me hope, bro. Don't give me hope. Stop
Come
it.
on.
Okay.
You-
I almost
you guys-
forgot about Guardians 3. You're bringing it back up.
Just
You're
wait
opening
till
the
they
wound.
redo the because wait till
10
when
year.
did Guardians 1 was
This year.
10 years?
10 years.
Just wait till we get.
Is that on my end only?
No,
I
it's
blocked
here
them. I turned them off. Sorry.
I'm
I had
gonna
enough of
screenshot-
that crap.
Hold on. Sneaker, don't move. I'm screenshotting this so we can use it in our private chat.
Oh
Perfect.
man, got a future.
Hold on, you
one boy looking good.
gotta solo him real quick. There you go.
There it is. Sneaker, what are you trying to say? I mean, Steve, FF, friends and family. What are you trying
I
to say?
get it, man. Yeah, for sure, friends and family. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
the picture.
Oh, I'll go
Put
back.
that up.
Sorry
Thank you.
about that. There you go.
That's going in the private library.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good stuff.
man.
Okay.
Jazzy
Be
says I
professional,
want
guys. Damn it.
Christmas Drax with ugly cat sweater. I want,
Dude.
yeah, anything. Just
Dude, I
anything would
was
be
watching
great.
that Christmas special the other day. It was yesterday or the day before for the second time, and it's so good. I love that.
It's good. Yeah, I liked it too.
Like, Kevin Bacon and
It's not easy to do a Christmas special and make it good. So
right.
give them props for that.
I think if they do it though, they're gonna do a whole body thing like Bane. And I like that's.
They have to. And I'm
Yeah,
just hoping that's
you're
what's
doing.
taking them so long.
But you know what bums me out though? Like, let's say, like we've talked about this, we theorized about this a million times. Let's say they finally give us the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 one, and I'm petrified to buy that thing, and then the new one that I want actually comes out, because that's what they've trained me to believe is going to happen.
I think his internet went out.
Aw.
Wow,
Man, what's up with all these internet outages?
jeez! Shout out to Deal. Love you, buddy.
that wind is crazy out there. I know he's like
All right. Well, it might just be the three amigos from here on out. We'll see if Steve can jump back on or not. It sucks too because we got to talk about our top 10 DC / miscellaneous
Yeah.
IP releases. We need them for that. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Let's move on though. What's going on here? What I missed?
Queso, man. Queso.
That is good.
Oh man.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you guys
okay.
are too much in the chat. 89 in the house. Hey, let's get to 100 tonight. Let's do it. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. Internet's been acting weird
type
too.
of thing
So if I
never
drop
happened
off,
to Evil
you never
Sneaker,
know.
Clint.
All right, what else did we get, guys? What else is new? Oh, Sneaker, where are you at? So we got the ARF Trooper, the 501st Legion ATRT. I'm gonna be honest. Sneaker's not gonna like this. He's still watching, but he doesn't have internet. But
Funny how that works.
this is cool for people that want like vehicles and stuff like that, especially for Star Wars. I don't have any connection to this. It doesn't really mean anything to me. DLO, is this like something you're picking up?
No, I can't afford it. Me broke.
Is that the reason? Like, is this something that I mean? Because I know you're not the biggest Clone Wars fan. So is that the reason, or is it also
no,
like
I mean, that's
it's
part of
not
it there. I mean,
important?
obviously it's another thing on the list of like, do I really need to have it? Like, I like it. I mean, I like it a lot. It's fantastic, and I honestly, a guy like Steve, it would be more perfect in his display than my own, quite frankly. But I mean, what's up, Judge? Too sweet, buddy. But yeah, honestly, it would be better in a figure and fandom display than a DLO the Collector display, quite frankly. So I'm gonna pass on this just for the sake of like, it's great, but it's just not for me. But finally, this one took forever.
Yeah,
Did it not?
I forgot
this
all
one took
about it.
forever.
This took a long time to come out, man. This was up there.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the helmet. Like the
Kind of looks like a dog. Like
I
a-
like it. I think it's unique. You guys don't like that?
No,
I don't think
it's pretty
like,
cool.
flattering, I guess, for the suit.
Well, I mean, it's consistent and accurate. I mean, in fairness.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
I
sure.
get you.
It's just not something that I gravitate towards.
See, this would go great. Like again, I keep saying that. Boy, see, Steve, you picked a hell of a time to just log out and pretend you have bad internet problems. But I mean, this with his speeder bike and this in that display, it would look absolutely like it's gonna look badass. Like I've seen the speeders in person.
Sorry, DLO. Okay.
You guys are killing the chat tonight. Keep it up. Honestly, I can't get half a sentence out without giggling tonight. But yeah, I mean, I've seen the speeders in person. We went to Collector Zone for the Wolfpack meetup there. It looks fantastic. So, I mean, picturing this in a full-on 501st kind of display, I think it looks really, really good. Now, everybody's going to have their concerns about the helmet. I know that's an ongoing thing that, honestly, I don't know why Hot Toys hasn't at least attempted to try to fix that with future releases. But you're going to have to take that up with Howard Chan. But, I mean, as far as for aesthetics and presence, this thing looks dope as hell. But I don't focus on the Clone Wars, specifically on the Troopers. So for me, it'd be great, but it's not something that's gonna personally connect with me. So I'm gonna pass along to the next collector who take better care and appreciate it more than I would.
Well said. Queso Blanco says you can remove the flaps. Yeah, so that's nice too if you're not a big fan.
I like the flaps. I'm a fan of the flaps.
He's a flapper. He likes the flaps.
I'm a flapper.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I just it's not for me, so it's tough for me to like give you more than that. Brick, I don't know if you have any thoughts.
No, I absolutely love this. I've been waiting for the time for this release just because I think it gives a lot of opportunity for like other things. You know what I mean? Like other vehicles from other movies, or bring back Ed 209 or something like that. Like I think it's really cool. I know this is taller than Ed 209, but just kind of gives me like a just a variety that they could be doing in the future. So definitely an awesome thing. I don't really watch the Clone Wars, so I don't have much to say like you, Graham, and but man, it's badass, and I think it's really sweet. I'm a Lego guy, so these things are all over the place, but but for a figure,
and honestly, I'm sorry, guys. Like, this was literally going to be Sneaker's time to shine. Like, this was going to be his conversation.
This was his segment.
So, like, I don't really have a whole lot to say.
You chickened out.
What I will ask you guys, realistically, so we have the Dewback coming too. We've gotten some other Clone Wars vehicles. Obviously, we know Star Wars is a little bit big, ship-wise or whatever to do a lot of vehicles. But like, what is one animal or creature or vehicle that you realistically are dying to see from Star Wars
that they haven't done or shown?
Yeah.
Okay. The oh my gosh, the Wappa, what is that thing called? The white
Wampa?
guy, Wampa. Thank you, Wappa. I was close. Wampa. Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yep.
Give me that.
That'd be really cool, actually.
That would be
like
cool.
he'd probably make Chewbacca like look small. Like he would just be overpowering. He'd be fully
You could like detach
rooted.
his arm.
Yeah,
That'd
be cool.
be cool.
Anything come to mind, Dilo? Justice.
Honestly,
for me,
it would completely mess up the collection, but it feels odd not having Jabba the Hutt in my collection.
That is
It really
true.
does.
I've contemplated getting that sideshow one, but I think it's too late. A, it's excuse me, it's hard to find, but B, I think it's also starting to show its age with being like a sideshow figure, almost like a statue. But they could definitely do that though. If you're doing a Dewback, you could do a Jabba the Hutt.
I'm saying, I mean, let's get that whole opening sequence from Return of the Jedi out there, man. Like none of that's been made from Hot Toys yet. So, I mean, I just think I look at the barge and stuff like that. Like I don't collect that scale, but I would buy that thing. You know what I mean? Have you guys seen that in person?
That would be pretty
It's awesome looking, man. So
do we have I'm gonna sound like such a new Star Wars fan. The Princess Leia when she's got that mask on.
Bosch or Boosh?
Yeah, do we have that
No.
in figure form? That'd be kind of cool.
No. And you'll never get Slave Leia either.
Right. But do you guys think Wampa would be as big as like video game Venom or something like that.
Smaller than that. He wasn't overly big, but I
So-
think he'd be a little bit bigger than Chewy.
Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
cool.
I would love a Wampa. I would love a Tauntaun. I would love
Yes. Oh,
a Luke
Tauntaun would
Speed
be
Racer.
Sweet.
I think that, or not Speed Racer. Yeah, Speed Racer.
See that's land speeder.
Land Speeder.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The oh my gosh, what did you say before land speeder? The Tauntaun. I
Tauntaun?
would definitely get that. That's something I'd 100% get.
I mean, you need to do a Han and Luke, Hoth, Han and Luke, and then if
Oh
you
my
do a
gosh.
Tauntaun, that would be sick.
Sick.
But
There's
yeah,
a great
I'm all
piece
in
of
for
that
Goblin.
statue I made. I mean, there's a statue that looks amazing. I always contemplate picking that up. It just looks so darn good. But that'd be
The
sweet.
Rancor.
Yeah.
I was eyeing one up at the Collector Zone this summer. It wasn't technically 6 scale, but it could have definitely passed for like a young Rancor. I thought that would have been cool in the display, but a lot of cheese, man. A lot of cheese.
I take Gamorrean guards. I don't think anybody mentioned that yet.
Oh,
Gamorrean
I
guards
need
would be
yeah, that was
those.
awesome.
I've a couple times too. I've eyed those up on eBay for the sideshow versions, and
Mhm.
can't do it. It's $450 to $500 for a Gamorrean guard.
My
Well,
dream
some of that stuff. It's like, why haven't they done that yet?
Be
Oh,
sweet.
dream would be
OT.
a pod racer, but obviously
Yeah.
it's never going to happen. It's going to be ginormous, but that'd be sweet.
That'd be
That'd
tough.
be cool.
Yeah, that would
That'd
be
probably
cool.
take up what, like 2 of your DFs or 6 series like combined. Like you'd have to
yeah.
open them up and then put them
Easily.
together. But, yeah. Obviously, an AT-AT would be nice, but that's probably not going to happen either. Too big. But these are cool
gosh,
because
yeah.
it gets you into the Star Wars vehicle realm, but they're not overpoweringly big where you're not gonna be like, where the hell am I putting this? Like Batwing comes to mind, the Jazzing Batwing, where it's like it is so cool, but you're like, where can I display that? Like these you could fit into a DF, so it's not gonna be too bad. But some of that other stuff, if they made like the what was young Anakin's ship? What was the N something
Oh,
the one that's
that Mando had too?
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Refurbished.
Yeah, I can't, it escapes me now, but yeah,
Like something like that's not really practical. Like it's just, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
we're
So,
collectors. Are we practical though? Really? I mean, does
Yeah.
that really matter? Practicality and collecting,
practicality.
they don't really go hand in
N1.
hand.
Thank you.
N1.
N1. I couldn't
Okay.
think of N1. Yeah.
Ah,
Thank you. Okay, so thank you. And X-Men, thank you. So yeah, these just aren't for us. I do like I like how they're done. The weathering is nice on the legs here. It's just
And,
Clone
and
Wars
Steve,
isn't
Steve
my
did
cup of
mention in
tea.
the comments too, like how you can like change its height and everything is really cool. So
Sit. You can have it sit, lay down,
sit.
all that good stuff. Yeah, here you
I
go.
mean, just if you think about like everything that's become out for the 501st and stuff like that, between the troopers, Captain Rex, Jesse, obviously Echo and Fives is on the way too. I mean, pairing this with all that, and then let's forget the bark speeders as well too. Like this is an impressive display, like on its own. Like if you're into, troopers, specific clone troopers, especially this particular group of troopers, like this is gonna be sick. Like this is like they're really giving you some really nice stuff for people who are into clones specifically here. So I'm just like I said, I'm gonna be a fan from a distance, and I'm gonna admire everybody's photos because I'm sure once everybody starts getting theirs in, getting their displays together, Echo and 5 comes out, people are gonna have some really nice displays. So it's gonna be cool for the community.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do a poll. I want to see who in the chat is actually gonna be getting this. Remind me of the name of this. My mind is blanking. tonight.
ATRT.
ATRT.
Yep.
I want to see if anybody's getting multiples as well. All right.
How much is this going for?
Gosh, I don't know. It's been a while. Somebody in the chat, let us know how much this is going for. Yeah, Thrawn's definitely happy with this. 501st been collecting has been a blast. It's finally convinced me to get
440.
it. 440?
for the set. For just the
That's not
ATRT, it's
terrible.
$295.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
If you want the Trooper with it, it's $440.
No different than the Scout speeder bike, you know.
Yeah.
So
How you figure we're gonna do that in a little bit here, so you haven't missed that. We are gonna be doing we combined DC and the miscellaneous IPs together because let's face it, DC doesn't get a lot of love, so there's not a ton of figures out there. This is going to be Hot Toys Inart third party as well, so pretty much anything is fair game. So just 1/6. So it's gonna be fun. I've seen everybody's list, nobody else has. I'm looking forward to seeing where we line up and where we differ. It's gonna be a hoot, if I don't say so myself. Any final thoughts on this guy here? Again, yeah, like we all agreed, done really well. Paint applications look great. If you're into Troopers, it's pretty cool. If you like Clone Wars,
Is he modeling there?
yeah, Star Wars is just a tough IP.
you're a monkey,
because
Derek.
You kind of have to pick a lane with Star Wars, or a couple lanes
You really
at least,
do.
and
It used to
go
be
from
so much
there.
easier to collect everything. It just now it's
Yeah.
just splintered into so many other
Man.
like subcultures
It's like a
of
timeline.
Star Wars. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but yeah.
'Cause
Whoever
people
on
like-
this lane is eating well because they've made a lot of cool things for the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Because people tell me too, they'll be like, how can you not collect like prequels or Clone Wars? And it's just like, because I collect other IPs too, so it's just really tough to do
It's not easy.
everything. OT
Yeah.
is my one true love, and then some of the newer stuff like Mando, and then Ahsoka, Boba Fett. Wasn't great. We can all admit that, but I do still like. There's some pretty good figures from it that kind of intertwine with other shows that they did. So like that, I'll kind of get into as well. Rogue One was great, but I only got a few figures, and then obviously the Bad Batch. So yeah, like I'm trying to pick lanes and stay in those. So it's just not something that I can gravitate towards.
Yeah.
But I can admit that it's pretty damn cool, and it gives me hope that Hot Toys is trying to do certain vehicles for Star Wars. So yeah, maybe we'll get some of those other vehicles or creatures. So.
Yeah, and Hot Toys is definitely beating the charges. Like, let's be honest, as far as like for a while, people say Hot Toys doesn't do vehicles anymore. They won't make vehicles anymore. They've made 2 Batmobiles, 2 DeLoreans, this here, speeder bikes, bark speeder bikes. I mean, the list goes on. So I mean, they're really like dipping into the bag here and just hooking us up with tons of options now. So yeah, just good time to collect right now, man. There's a lot of variety. There's a lot of different avenues and directions you can take it, and we're just winning on that front.
Yeah.
And that's how we're just all winning. We're getting good stuff that nobody can say you shouldn't have got that. Like, it's just a matter of I wish I could get it if I could. That's all. That's really what this is all about. If I could, I'd get this because it's cool. But kind of like Graham says, I mean, if you're kind of splintering into different directions, different IPs, you gotta have to pick your lane sometimes. And this is just kind of one of those ones where it's cool. I can't wait for other people to get it so I can admire it from afar. And on to the next one.
Yep.
I do like though that Hot Toys is kind of like coming out with so much stuff, and I know it's been tough for us collectors to keep up with, and it's kind of devaluing some of the figures because people are selling to get the new thing, and then it's a vicious cycle. And for us, it's tough because we can't get everything, so it's making us decide and make tough decisions on passing on certain figures and whatnot. But it's nice to have the option, right? As opposed to coming out with 12 figures a year and then it's either this or nothing. Like, we have these options. So if they keep coming out with new things and it's tough for me to choose, I'd rather have that and at least have those options to get really cool shit as opposed to just scaling back and it's easier to choose but not as much cool stuff. All right, now there they all are together. There you go.
There it is.
All right, so that was released, and yeah, it had been a while. And then we got this as well, if you guys can see this. So we got the albino Spider-Man, as I like to call him, which Brick loves to hear. But Brick, why don't you give us a little bit of backstory here? What's going on with this Hot Toys tease? This is from the video game?
Yeah, this is from Spider-Man 2, the video game, Anti-Venom here. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this suit. This is a suit that I think a lot of people were wanting. And there are certain Spider-Man suits like Superior Spider-Man, like really cool suit, but to me it has no impact in the video game, right? No impact to the story, where this suit actually does. So this is a suit that I actually have my eyes on. I really want, and hopefully they do the full announcement, which I'm sure they will soon, and really excited for it because it looks badass. I love the difference in color, and definitely will stand good next to, as you guys can see there, I got the Venom coming, and I got my Miles and my Spider-Man or Peter Parker advanced suit, and yeah, just really excited to put this in there. Do I need every suit from this game? No, but this is one that I need because it does have that impact with the story. I wish they would come out with a Kraven, and I wish that this posability for these figures were much better. Like, I know Sneaker bothers him a little bit, and that's perfectly fine, but man, like that black suit and the Mile, like these figures have looked so good on the shelf. So really excited for it.
DLO, does this interest you at all?
As a person who's played the game, I can definitely appreciate it, but I don't do the video game stuff. So I live through Brick when it comes to these types of figures we talk about here. So because he's our resident Spider-Man guy. Always. Nice. This name's going to take a while to get used to. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great suit. It looks really well made here. Definitely don't eat a bag of Doritos before touching this one for sure. But I mean, as far as like pairing this with Venom when that comes out and Miles, like kind of like we're looking this screenshot over here, it's going to look good, man. So, I mean, Bricks, are you kind of, did I hear you right? Are you kind of commit to this one as well, too, when that one gets officially announced?
Yes, absolutely.
He's committed.
Dude, good for you, man.
Dude.
That's going to be sick. That is going to be sick there. So, what are you going to try to pose? I mean, I know we just finished talking about like posability with these figures. Are you going to risk it all to just get that ultimate look with having Venom and Miles and Spider-Man just kind of all?
So that's the problem, man, is I need a good shelf for my Venom. I guess I can get a mono or something because you can take one of the shelves out and that would work.
Shout out to Brian.
Like I want, shout out. But I want something a little wider too, so I can make kind of like a display and put it like on top of the shelf over here that I have. And I don't know what I'm gonna do though. I was looking all over. Sideshow doesn't really have much. Amazon doesn't have much. It's tough. And Venom is something you don't really want to just put on a shelf like that's not a case, right? Because it has that weird gooey skin texture, right? So any dust will get stuck to there and be a pain in the butt to take off. Whereas like if it's a figure like Buzz Lightyear or Mandalorian or something, like you could dust that easily. But like the Venom freaks me out a little bit. So I need to find a case. So if any of you guys out there, the 90 or so watching right now, please let me know a case that's like 24 inches tall. That'd be great.
Are you sitting out there and you're like, man, I really want that Venom figure? Are you like Brick where you're like, I don't know what to display him in? Looking for the right solution? Ooh, you've come to the right place. ModuSpace has your solution with the ModuSpace Mono. It is very tall. You can take shelves out. It has vertical lighting
screen right now.
Don't worry about that. And you can use my link, and it really helps the channel out a lot. Unfortunately, you cannot use the $20 on the Mono. It is not one of those that qualify, but if you're looking for Modu cases, 6 series DF Max, you can definitely save yourself $20. Yeah. I really appreciate it.
And make sure to order now. Don't be like me.
Order now.
I'm so sorry.
Just send me your credit card number and I'll order for you. No,
there you go.
But no, hit my link up if you're looking for some really badass cases. Brian will take care of you. He is a great friend and just a great collector in the community. So, but no, Brick, I think you should look into a mono. I think that would be really cool. Put the DF that's by your desk, or not the DF, the DTOF
over there
by your desk back over there if you can.
One step there.
Yeah.
True.
Win.
There you go.
Win. Brick, I have a shelf you can use. $1,650 PayPal. Friends and family.
Do I get it the next day?
Let's see. IKEA has a wall-mounted cube for like $30.
There you go.
Jazzy says I need a mono. Yeah, and the nice thing is, I know Maju Space gets a lot of shit for the wait time, but when you have high demand and you're a small company, it's really hard to keep up with the demand that's coming in. But the monos are a lot easier to build, so the wait time is a lot less. It's still going to be, I think it's 8 weeks per, but then it's got to ship overseas, so it's still going to be like 16 weeks or something like that. I don't know. Well, from when you order it to getting it in hand, but it's a lot quicker. So monos are nice too, because they're kind of like the classic 1/6 collector display case. Like we were always using DTOFs for the longest time. And there's nothing wrong with them, but they discontinued them, so people can't get those anymore. So this is just a great way to move forward in the same footprint. All right, I'm done. I'm done with that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Sure.
Also, all right. Brick, out of these, how many are you getting or have? You're getting this one?
Yes.
You have this one.
Wait, isn't that one on the left just the black suit? Or am I?
Symbiote suit.
Yeah, I got that one. I got that one.
Already.
Yep.
Got
Got it.
Getting it.
Got
Didn't
it.
get this one. Did you?
I got it.
You get this? You got this one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Getting this one?
No.
You should get Superior Spider-Man. That
one looks pretty cool.
I love that one. It's my favorite.
No,
suit
it looks really cool, man. But like, I'm
It's
getting
got
a
the
lot.
red claws, man. Those are badass.
I know it's really cool. And when it was first
should
announced,
get it.
I wanted it. I just
He looks like a cross between
so much.
Justice League Batman and Spider-Man.
But isn't this like Doc Ock underneath the suit? Isn't that like his?
Not
version?
in the video game, but technically from like
Right.
comics and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sneaker.
But yeah, that final suit, and I want. But like, it's just I might get Superior suit eventually, but not right away. It's one of those things.
Sure.
Yeah, they're cool. Great game. Now with this picture like this, that we're seeing all of them together, is
Kinda
this a
reminds me of
sign?
Hobbit.
Is this a sign that it might be the last figure from the game?
No, it's never a sign. They're just going to keep adding more.
Yeah,
And
but I'm asking that too because there was supposed to be more DLC for the video game. Not going to happen anymore. You know what I mean? And like at the same time, we're getting this picture and one more suit kind of thing. Damn, I wish we got Kraven. But we're going to get Kraven for that movie. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Well, more to come. More to come on this front. It's just a tease. I'm sure we're going to get photos pretty quick here.
Be cool.
And I think that's it. We're caught up with that aspect. So now is the time. I'm going to move the order of this. We're going to start with sneakers so we can let's see here. We're going to go to reverse of what we did last time.
This hat is like
Cutting off your circulation.
Well, that and it's making me really hot.
I can't
Got a
find a
tight
good
hat.
Santa hat that fits me, you know?
Yeah.
That's tough. All right, boys. Are you ready for this?
No.
Let me just figure
So
out
start
how
with
to-
Steve's first, I guess, since
Are
he's
we,
not here.
are we seeing them all
Yeah.
at once, or are we seeing one?
Yeah,
by
we're gonna
one?
see them all at once. We'll do what we
Okay.
did with like the Batman one, and then we'll just compare them all together.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring them up. So again, it's December. There could be some releases, and also I want to just say something here because I know some people take things a little too seriously. So I gotta say it. We don't have all these in hand. We don't own all of these. We're going off of what we've seen in videos and photos, what our eye test tells us. This is for fun. This isn't like an end all or anything like that. So I just want to let people know. Of course, you know, we're judging some of this without seeing it in hand.
And if
But
we
a
can
lot of this
talk about
stuff
how
we've seen
sick a
too.
figure looks when it's announced, we can talk about how sick a figure is when it's
Yeah.
released, right?
Ooh,
There we
That's
go.
what he said.
What he
Watch
said. We got
reviews,
Collector's
all that
Own
stuff.
in the house. What's going on, Marcos? Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you're doing well. You guys staying warm. The winter storm is making things wonderful for me here. Yeah, it was bad a few hours ago. I won't get into that again, but I'll just say it took me about 2 hours to get my girls, who were 2 minutes away from me, on a normal day. So it was definitely hectic around here. So hopefully you're staying warm and safe and off the roads, because what they call it, Brick. It was a winter
Squabble or something.
Squall.
Yeah.
You ever hear that, DLO?
Yeah, sure.
Squall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happens in Florida
It's a
all the
thing.
time.
Yeah. All right. Well, that happened. So, all right. Nonetheless, let's see what Sneaker has up his sleeve for his rankings. All right. So,
okay.
this is Fandom's list of
Mm.
DC / miscellaneous 2024
Evil Sneaker if you're nasty.
EvilSneaker. All right. He can't defend himself here, so let's just walk through this together.
Tear it to shreds. Let's go.
What surprises you the most, either good or bad? Like,
Does Sneaker
I
even
like
have
that.
Harry Potter? Like,
no, so
I'm
he
just
really
kidding.
should
I'm
be
kidding.
able
I'm
to
kidding.
judge him.
Ooh.
Oh man, I'm a little shocked seeing, but I get it. Seeing Batman 89 kind of low, but I get it though because we have those Inart figures up there that have looked really good this year. You got Bane, which everyone's waiting to get. John Wick, he loves John Wick though, so I'll give it to him. Like that's he's excited for that figure. But and then you got Kratos. Is that Kratos there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice. I like that. That's a good
Sleeper
little ad there. Yeah,
Yeah.
sleeper pick. I don't need to say anything about the number one, but I'll let D-Lo.
Me,
I
okay.
don't think DLO needs to either.
Well, I mean, listen. Say what you will about his list. This definitely is a Steve list. Like, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, if you talk to the guy long enough, you pretty much know this is the list. So, I mean, at least the man's consistent. I'll give him that. As far as his picks there, maybe a little recent bias in the top one choice. Just trying to pick this and trying to figure out the order here. But I mean, it's got a good list together. I mean, some quality figures on this list here for sure. Some of these are even on my list as well too. Spoiler alert. Bit surprised on one. I'm not sure about the Kratos. I mean, I've seen the Kratos. It looks pretty good. I know Steve's a big video game guy, and obviously God of War is an awesome game, so I can see that. But I don't know if I would put that overall on this list. In fact, just say if I can do a quick head count here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So half the list is DC, half the list is miscellaneous. So can't get more even than that, I guess. But yeah, a lot of figures that are on my list too, just probably in different orders. But definitely is a good Steve list, no doubt. So great job, Steve, putting a great list together.
I think what I'm surprised most about is Black Adam being at 10. When I know when he first had him in hand, he was blown away. He's talking about figure of the year.
Right.
And
I remember a lot of people
that's
saying
just in
sculpt of the
general.
year.
This he put it on 10 just for DC and miscellaneous. So, we haven't gone through Marvel or Star Wars yet. So he's already 10, which, obviously speaks to there have been a lot of great figures coming out this year, but a little surprising just because I heard him just really talking up that figure. But then I know he had some sort of problem with Dwayne Johnson, so maybe that, poo-pooed his thoughts of the figure. I don't know, but
He did sour after that, Dwayne. I remember that.
Sour,
He was very excited about this figure, happy as a clam. And then, damn you, Rock, whatever you did to Steve.
yeah, he hurt him. He hurt him bad. I think he's a little low on Bane. I think Bane. And again, I know this is tough because we're still waiting on Joker. We're still waiting on Bane to get in hand. Even John Wick. But I just think that Bane, I think when I look at what was to what is now, it just looks so good with the new body and the proportions and the updated head sculpt and stuff. I think Bane's going to be a real great figure for people in their collections. So I gotta say though, Inart Batman number 1.
So you think he's low on Bane at number 3?
I think it's just a little low.
Okay.
But it's tough because 1 and 2 I think are pretty solid. So
yeah,
it is tough. But I'd like to see Bane a little bit higher, I think. But I will say, I know we've had our little tug of war here about Inart Batman, but I'm kind of with Steve on this, where I think he's definitely a great figure. I know Brick is just done with this conversation in general, and DLO has found some things that he's nitpicking. I just
spoilers. Thanks a lot, pal.
I just think the figure is phenomenal out of the box. I just love it. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't know. John Wick at 5, that's fine. Harry Potter, you good with him at 8?
I'm good with him being on the list.
I think I would move Wick down a little bit more and maybe move Potter up. Just I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's been more reception that's been mixed more for John Wick as opposed to I don't hear anybody really say anything too poorly about Harry Potter. I think it's pretty good figure. So, but yeah, I mean, he loves himself some John Wick, so totally makes sense. He's excited about the figure, so I can see it.
I'm excited about the figure too, if we're being honest. But yeah, only time will tell. 1 second here.
I just don't know how you put that Inart Superman above Black Adam. Like, that's The Rock. No one will dispute that is Dwayne Johnson. But I mean, people are kind of like
Black Adam would have kicked
on
his
the two
ass too
skulls.
in that movie. That would have happened.
Maybe.
Kick his
About
ass.
Maybe.
Bass.
Maybe.
Superman, dude. You can't,
That would have been such a good. I know Superman would have won,
Like,
but that would
come
have been
on,
such a
stop.
good. That would have been such a good fight, though.
Yep. Another what could have been.
What
Thank
could
you,
have been?
WB.
What about Aragorn at 4? I've seen him in hand briefly when Steve unboxed him. DLO, you own the figure. Sculpted.
Mhm.
I'm kind of taking. I'm not really
you say
picking
like that?
sculpted or rooted here.
Sculpted.
When we're
Could
talking
be
about like Harry
better.
Potter or Aragorn or Joker, even, I'm not really picking rooted or sculpted because I think they all look amazing, if we're being honest. So it's just the figure in general. But are you pretty satisfied with your Aragorn figure? I know you did a video lately here or recently.
Yeah,
but,
honestly, I put out a video last Friday, and it's been doing really well. So thank you guys. If any of you who watched it or are in here or haven't watched it, thank you again so much for support. Really appreciate it. But I mean, as far as like, I haven't been very shy about my feelings about Inart over the past couple years, right? The figure in hand blows my expectations out of the water from what I was expecting. I bought it solely because I'm a fan, solely just because I'm a fan here. So, and the alternatives aren't much better. So I gave it a shot despite my reservations. And, I'm so glad I did because the photos are just not doing this figure justice, in my opinion. Like in person, like you don't, as many figures I've got, sometimes you get figures in hand and you look at them like, oh, okay, cool. And you move on. But this one actually caught my attention. It really caught my attention. It's like, whoa, have I been wrong about Inart this whole time? No, but they're getting better. And I got to respect and I got to give credit where credit's due. It's an improvement from my first Inart figure, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'll give it credit where credit's due. I think having him on the list is warranted. It's a very great figure. And honestly, I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think if Inart focuses on figures like Lord of the Rings, like Game of Thrones in the future, Dune, IPs that are not going to be touched by Hot Toys, where we can criticize and be crucial and overly opinion on who has a better figure, they can carve themselves a nice niche community, which they've already started on doing, but really grow it and just be known for being great creators of great figures, as opposed to like, are they better than Hot Toys? Like, I think they can be more than that. And I think this is the first figure that's really given me a pause to say, Inart may not be as bad as I initially thought, but at the same time, I can see where they're making mistakes as a young company that are giving collectors a reason to pick sides, right? So I think if they stay in their lane and they grow from there, they got a real shot of being, a true contender to Hot Toys. But I think we're too quickly to put them against each other to really just appreciate what they're actually giving us and just keep it on that and not be, hey, let's say this about this company, let's say this about. I think if we just take it for what my experience was here, with despite all the negativity that goes around in that side of the community, and just giving the figure a shot, I was surprised, and that's why I put out the video, because I wanted to show, hey, listen, I've been crucial of them there, but even I can admit when I'm wrong, and some things are getting better, and I wanted people to know that because it's a phenomenal figure. It's been one of my favorites to get this year.
Well said. All right. Any other final thoughts on fandom's list? No, we're good. All right, DLO, you're up.
There goes mine. There goes mine.
Ooh.
Pick it apart.
Okay.
So
Now,
I
full
was
transparency, we got
wondering-
one.
I was wondering if you could put a vehicle in. Okay.
you can.
So
He didn't
I
really
can
ask,
full
but-
disclosure here because I know Graham pointed this out to me, but my argument is very clear. So before anybody says anything about Gandalf, Gandalf, I know, was technically released in 2023 to others of influence. But us normal folk out here, we got him in 2024.
Common folk.
I count him as a 2024 release. So, all right, now go away. Go pick. Tear it apart. What do you got?
Brooke, what surprises you here? What?
A few things, really. Damn, 89 Batman being at 10, that surprises me. That's pretty low.
That hurts. That hurts.
Imposter Joker.
I was surprised to see Imposter Joker on here.
Yeah. You know, I'm surprised the Batman is all the way down at 6 as much as we talk about him in the private chat. And those are and you know what? Black Adam being at 4. I'm surprised a little bit about that too. That's
Too high?
I wouldn't say it's too high for some people's list. I just feel like it's surprising to me being number 4 on DLO's list. You know what I mean? Like, I know, but again, I remember too talking like, I don't know, middle of the year, we were talking about like the best head sculpt so far, and I do remember DLO saying Black Adam, so he's stuck with that.
Yeah, him and
so
Steve
I
were giddy.
guess I shouldn't be surprised about this, but with everything else releasing and coming out, talking about the Batman, I would think that Black Adam for DLO, if I'm speaking for him, would be more the 7 or 8. You know, Aragorn being up a little bit, you know, Harry Potter and Batman being up, and then Black Adam around there. So, but man, I wish I would have known we could have put, I mean, I guess, you know, I could have asked, but yeah, it's for the 89 Batmobile, pretty cool. But yeah, all these figures are great, man.
I have a problem with the Batmobile a little bit.
Do you?
I do. I know it's his first Batmobile, so obviously he's going to be feeling.
Do you think if you put
it?
do you think if you put it on the list, it should be at number 1, or do you think it shouldn't be top 10?
Oh, I don't think it should be on here.
Okay.
Because it's a reissue. They didn't do anything to improve it from the 1.0. Like if they made it more accurate to the size, or if they made it where it didn't have to take, like if it was USB-C, you know, technology was better in the lights, like then. But it's great for people like DLO that didn't get the first one. Like that's what's great about it. But I don't know. Like for me, I wish they would have done something better to make it better.
I will say with Imposter Joker too, the more I think about it now, the more I guess I'm not surprised, because it is something new. It's something a little shocking that they actually went out and did this. You know, it shows that Hot Toys is able and wanting and willing to do stuff like this. So it shows a lot on the Hot Toys side. So I guess that's really cool in the future, and being on DLO's list, I could see him liking something like that, but I'm sure there's other reasons for it. But
so we haven't talked about his number 1 figure. I got to ask DLO, what made Joker become your number 1?
Really? Well, I thought it was pretty obvious here. This is the but
Yeah,
sure,
schmuck.
we can talk about it there.
Yeah, what made you want to put him at number 1?
Well, I mean, Joker has been the focal point of collecting for a better part of almost 3 years now, give or take. You know, as sick as Brick is of us talking about the Batman, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are sick of the Joker at this point here, between Inart, J&D, Hot Toys now, and you know, all the conversations, all the arguments that it's caused. I think at the end of the day here, it just, you know, goes to show you that you can't sleep on Hot Toys no matter what. I mean, you got a good lead, and you know, you force Hot Toys to get out of bad habits, and bravo to Inart for doing that for sure. And yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, it just goes to show you, as collectors, we're always going to be the winner here, because competition always breeds, you know, innovation. And I think this forced Hot Toys to really look in the mirror and say, what are we doing? Is this the way we're going to go? If we're going to go this route and people are going to go the other way, we got to be able to compete. And I think for their first official artisan, because I know the Imposter came out first, but the first official one, I think they knocked it out the park. I think this is become in most collectors' eyes, and from what I can see in the BSC groups, everybody's preferred Joker. So, you know, to get everybody on board with a figure that's been done and talked to about for death here, for people to still be excited about a new Joker, you got to give them credit. They killed it. So for me, I mean, I think right now on the DC side of things here, this is their candidate for figure of the year.
Yeah.
Not an easy decision.
Are you getting the Harry Potter?
No.
Are you a Harry Potter fan? Like
I am actually. I really
movies?
do like it a lot. I really do like it a lot. But I came in by the third movie, so I've always felt more of a connection to that film, and anything going past that. I can't really say I like the first two movies, just not for me, I guess. But they grew up and they got a little darker, more mature, and I like those more.
Yeah,
so
they did.
Yeah.
I was telling you, Graham, just like 2 days ago, that because you said you were watching the second one with your daughter, and I was like, oh, the third one's when it gets darker, gets better. I like the first one a lot because it's like, you know, it starts everything off. Second one, not a fan, and then 3 on, it's awesome.
I've never watched any of them. We've seen the first one recently, and now, she's working on the second one. But I don't know. It's not bad. I just never got into it when I was younger, so I don't know. We'll see. Anything else, Brick, that you see here that is for shame, or that you think is, worth an applause on where he's got it ranked? You don't like where he's got 89 Batman,
right? But I mean, it's his list.
I think otherwise it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right. DLO, anything else that you want to say about your list before we move on to Bricks?
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's talk about the.
Of course,
I'll be happy to talk about my list. We can do this all night. Yeah, listen, the Inart Gandalf is a phenomenal figure. Like that's where really like kind of my direction and my takes on Inart's got a little softer, because for me this is their first must-have figure. Like if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, this is the first must-have figure from Inart for me. The other ones, you know, Joker, Hot Toys, Pennywise, Hot Toys. I know Batman was announced first, but still Hot Toys, right? This is the first time we've had a figure that no one outside of Artemis has made, right? And no one's screaming Artemis makes the greatest figures in the first place. So the bar wasn't that high, but I feel like they crushed it with that there. And that's where my whole thought of like, if they stick to IPs that other companies are not making as big as Hot Toys, they can really carve out a great place in the community for this kind of stuff. As far as that's concerned, this one is my favorite figure they've made so far. I mean, I've seen so many pictures of it over on the internet, in people's collections. I think it's fantastic. So, like, even though, like, again, technically it came out in 2023, I mean, nobody outside of a select few had this. So
when did you get yours?
I got mine back in, I want to say, end of February.
Okay.
Is when I got mine. So, yeah, it's an excellent piece. It's an 100% excellent piece here. So, I mean, for that one, I got to give it credit. It's probably my second favorite on this list over here. Now, the Bane, you guys talked about earlier, like I was out on Dark Knight stuff. I was out on that stuff. I mean,
I remember you and I went live together.
We went live, and I was a broken
sad
man. I was so bummed out because I'm like, you did it to me again, Hot Toys. I got this DX19 and you poo-pooed on my dreams. And yeah, then you got the armory, and then you poo-pooed on those guys who got that armory, got another armory. So
didn't even let the thing come out yet.
Dark times, man. It was dark times with this stuff. So, but the light at the end of the tunnel was.
I'm glad you came back around. True DC fan.
I mean, look, I'm a DC guy. It's hard to say no, but this Bane is incredible. I mean, I had the 1.0. I think you said you had it as well too, right? You had the 1.0 or did you do the
Bane?
Yeah.
Yes, I have since sold it. Yep.
Okay, so you did have the 1.0?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tiny arms, dude.
Honestly, he looked okay with the coat on, but yeah,
yeah. So I mean,
bad.
And that was the thing. I was always embarrassed of that figure without the coat on. Like the coat on, like you said, it's a pretty darn good figure. Without it, it's just like, dude, do you lift? You know, it's just like it was pretty rough. So yeah. So proper 2.0 Bane, you know, comparison to Catwoman, which was mixed. It wasn't a really great.
That's
figure.
sad. You know, you're not going to see Catwoman on my
You're-
list.
Spoiler.
And I really wanted.
You're not gonna see that.
That was one I was dead set on getting until we saw the released photos, and no matter how you figure talked her up and said she's a must, I just can't. Like, I'm done with that. Like, as much as I want that representation, can't just buy to buy.
Okay, so let's go to Black Adam over, because this is where I was a bit surprised on Steve's list. Because I forgot he has a personal vendetta.
Steve, is that you?
Holy
Steve!
hell.
Friends and family, my friend.
Listen, I can only be on for a couple minutes, but I heard Catwoman talk and I had to jump on.
Damn, yeah, your timing
like,
was
that's it.
hella good.
I'm
I had
gonna
no
tell
idea
you
who was backstage.
No, look, does it deserve to be on the top 10 list? No, it doesn't. But listen, it should be on there just because of the hype we had for it for about 2
Was
months
there hype?
to start the year.
This you and Graham, the only people
I was
heard
hyped.
I
talking
tried to
about it.
hype
You
it.
two are the only people I know. You tried to make it happen, but I don't think it was there for anybody but you guys. But yeah, listen, Black Adam looks like Dwayne Johnson, like through and through. I mean, the likeness is uncanny to the guy here. So 100% Mr. Mounts. Warner Brother next time. Anyways, yeah, Black Adam's fantastic. Harry Potter looks really good. Stellar figure. Christian Cooper, I know you said sculpted or rooted. I gotta say, honestly, I'm more biased to sculpted. You guys know me by now, how I feel about that stuff. I think the sculpted for both of them came out really good. I know some people are gonna say rooted or bust. To each their own. I think those look great. Obviously, can you imagine Gandalf sculpted? Of course, I'm gonna say rooted for Gandalf. That's why they only made it rooted. But fantastic. Now, you guys want to know more about Batman at number 6. That's
Yes.
okay.
I
Now,
already
Rick,
know these. I just don't agree with this. But yes, carry on.
okay, fine. Well, thanks for gaslighting me to why I shouldn't have these opinions. Messed up. And he's leaving as well too.
Not allowed to have a different
He's so
opinion than me.
dramatic sometimes, guys.
I gotta go
I
take
don't
a
know
leak.
what's with this guy. Listen,
Take a leak.
I am. Well, thanks. Take a leak while I'm talking. That's good. Batman, regarding this Batman here. Now, listen, there's a lot of great figures. Okay, so this is not, I'm no way making it 6 on the list saying like you guys got the wrong Batman. To each their own. I think it's a really good Batman. I am doing a review in it now, so I'm going to be very careful with my words because I don't want to spoil any of my full opinions on the figure. But I will say that it's a strong figure. I think if you get it, you're going to be happy, right? But like the Hot Toys one, it has flaws too. It's not immune to that. It has its own flaws, and mine has some QC issues that I don't want to spoil anybody's good time with there. But overall, it's a good figure. It cracked the top 10, which is important. We got a spot on the list. But yeah, it's stay tuned. I'll give you some more details about that later. But it's a solid figure.
I can understand that because if that happened to me like it did with my Superman, it definitely gets knocked down a peg.
Thanks.
So.
She looks kind of hot.
This ain't top 10?
She hooked.
Okay.
You know,
Just fell out of
honestly,
the
if
hand.
if the head sculpt looked a little bit more like Anne Hathaway, I think I would have still gotten that figure and dealt with the
You have
leather.
a brown paper bag by chance?
Yeah.
And I'll answer your question.
Before we go on to Brick's list, Justin, since you're joining us here, anything that you see in DLO's list that stands out to you one way or another, positive or negative, you agree with or disagree with?
I mean, I like how Harry Potter got into his top 5 because I actually have that, and it's a phenomenal piece. It really is. Like the deluxe rooted is incredible. So I was happy to see that. I paid, I think my Bane should be here in a few days. So
Where'd you get them from?
I can't. Sideshow.
Ooh, that's good news.
Yeah, I made the final. I think December 2nd is when I paid it, and it said that it had shipped like yesterday. I think so. Hopefully, I get it, by the weekend.
What's up, Nick?
I really can't speak on it. I passed on the Batman 89. I'm kind of regretting it because I've seen in hand photos and videos, and it looks a lot better. And again, a few of these I'm waiting on. So. But I will just say, out of the ones I have, which is really just the Inart Harry Potter, honestly, out of all these that I actually have, I'm glad to see that in the top 5 because again, I know it's expensive, but it truly is a great piece, man. Truly is.
Well, and it's tough because we're doing this without having all of these in hand. So some of it we just got to go by blogger photos and videos and stuff like that, and kind of what our judgment call is going to be. But obviously, this could change, if something comes in hand. But this is just a fun exercise to do.
Yeah.
Justin, before we go on to Brick's list, if you picked your top 2024 release of DC/miscellaneous IPs, do you have a number 1?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I might change this, but just thinking off the top of my head, I'd probably either say the Harry Potter or the Loan Shark Collector, man. Like a great figure, man. That Loan Shark Collector Rocky figure, I was really impressed with that. You get like 3 different head sculpts. Again, you get a lot of stuff that you probably don't need. Like I really don't need 4 sculpts, but it was nice to have. I wish I could put the Avatar up there. I know I kind of hyped that up as well. I hyped up a lot of figures early on that probably wouldn't make my top 10. I mean, I like the figure, but I don't know if it would crack the top 10 when you talk about Inart and all these other companies.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'd probably say off the top of my head, I'd probably say those 2. And then for DC, I just know when that Bane comes in, dude, I just know that that's going to be up there for me. Like I've been waiting for that one. It looks incredible.
Looks great.
Yeah, man. But I'm glad to see DLO have the Black Adam on here, man, because even though I have no interest in that figure looks amazing, dude. Like both of those releases look amazing. And I think that it's actually held up over, like, I think it's going to be a figure that like people are going to maybe wish they picked up when they had the chance to pick it up, honestly.
Yeah. Really quick, I want to say hi to Nick's Collectibles. What's up? Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Toy Quest 101. Hope you're doing awesome this fine Wednesday night as well. All right, let's move it on to Brick's list. Couple surprises here.
Yeah,
there is some
dude.
Avatar love. I know Collector's Own mentioned it. How You Figure mentioned it. He does have a little bit of Avatar love here, and I'm kind of glad it is Jake, because if it was Natiri, I would have been a little bit more like, there would have been a little bit more pushback, because I think she was a little inaccurate with how she looked. Like the eyes were too small and a little bit too buggy, but I think Jake Sully looks good. He's got a third-party figure on his list as well. The Mars Toys Alfred. Any thoughts on that, guys? DLO, you saw him in person in my collection. Is he worthy to be on the top 10?
I think it's fair. I think with the renaissance of 89 that we went through over the summer, I think with the excitement of all that, I think that's a warranted place there. Absolutely.
The piece of lettuce is gigantic, man. That's a great accessory. That big piece of lettuce.
Enough food comes with him to feed your whole 1/6 collection, I tell you.
I remember I watched your review, and then I watched Connor's, man. And Connor was doing all the. You could take the legs and touch the toes to the forehead. It was just so awesome seeing that, like, on the thing. But it was just so cool when you were showing off all the food. You're like, and here's a big piece of lettuce. Here's some milk.
Whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
But Mars Toys has been just knocking it out of the park with their figures. So I'm actually happy that Brick put some Mars Toys love here. Big contrast from what we've seen with 89 Batman. He's got him as his number 1 figure. And I just want to ask you, Brick, what made you put 89 Batman as number 1?
Yeah, well, one, it's personal, so I take that into consideration with these figures.
You should have just said
it's
personal and then left it at that.
Yeah. and I thought it turned out really great. The accessories that it comes with, the base that it comes with is probably the best base ever from Hot Toys, minus maybe Sandman, which is amazing. But yeah, just a really, really good figure. It comes with multiple face plates. The high heel, it's great. I love it.
Oh, feel the burn. Not a fan of your Inart Batman.
Hey, man.
10.
Hey, man. Hey.
Does everybody have the Batman 89 Deluxe? All 3 of you guys have that?
Oh, yeah.
Is it worth getting with? Is it deluxe or nothing in y'all's opinion? Is
it is deluxe or nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotcha.
DLO, do you agree?
Sure.
Oh gosh, we're losing DLO here.
Sorry.
We got some stuff going on in the chat.
Business.
I just want to remind everybody that we are all trying to enjoy this hobby together. So let's keep everything clean, clear, and polite. Let's enjoy the figures tonight, boys. We got How You Figure joining us, so let's enjoy his presence as well while we still have him.
As soon as I joined in, Steve texts me and goes, "Damn." Like I betrayed it. I do. Can I share one message, Graham, from Steve? I told him, I said, dude, give me a voice recording. I'll play it and then I'll leave. I'll leave just out of respect for Figures Plus fandom. He said, tell them I said, always pay friends and family. So he didn't want to talk about his list. I tried, man. I said, dude, if you'll just tell me real quick some bullet points, man, I'll go over it real quick. And then, but that's all I got from Steve, you guys. I tried, man. Those wins are
it's sad that we lost him, but good things always come from bad things. Him leaving was sad, but you joining us here
tonight.
Best damn
hair in the 1/6 game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Thanks, man. I always love the point.
This is a cool list, though, Brick. I just want to say real quick because I know I'm kind of coming in and like really being obnoxious with taking over the chat here, but
no, you're good.
I just like the variety that Brick has on his list here, man. I actually need
it is good.
I have Aragorn. I have not unboxed yet, so I'm very excited to see that one. But
Rooted.
Now I got the Rooted, yeah.
Okay.
And it's just cool to see like a third party in there. Again, that Jake figure making the top 10. I'd have to really look, but I mean I had some problems with it, but I'm still happy to have it in the collection. But again, man, every time I see y'all talk about this Batman 89, I'm kind of upset with myself for letting that PO go.
I know Hawkwars Toys has one for sale. You want me to hook you up?
Well, I'm not sure. I want to say yes because of the peer pressure, but can I think on it for 10 minutes? Maybe?
Let me know, man.
10 minutes.
Right. Or let him know. Let him know that I sent you and that I told you he would take care of you. But I think he's got a deluxe. Unless it's standard, but I thought it was deluxe. I'd have to check actually. But yeah, I'll take a look later. Yeah, some good stuff on this list. Harry Potter at 4, Joker at 3, which I think is fair. Explain your number 2 because I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, so this is Inart's the Black Myth Wukong, which from a video game, which looks absolutely stunning. This is probably the most beautiful figure I've ever seen in my life. It's very limited. I don't know too much about the video game because I haven't played it. I think it was, I don't know if it was like on PC or only in certain countries for a while and then finally came over to PS5 or something like that. Now you can play it, but I just thought the figure looked amazing. Like I've never seen anything like it. So I had to put that on the list. And then the Batman being at number 10. Here's the thing with the Batman. The Batman is old freaking news to me. Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is there's a Hot Toys version that I have. The third thing is I think that the hype with the Penguin, the hype with hearing about the second Batman movie, everyone is talking about this damn figure. And guess what they're talking about when they talk about this figure? Making it better. Customizing it.
That's just DLO.
I'm just saying, this is not, in my opinion, top 3 figure or anything like that. That's why I was, very appreciative. I'm sure it's a great figure and everything. But this is a figure. Show that turd who's bought. This is a figure that we've been talking about for years, and
it's episode 1.
Friends and family over here talking about 3 decades. I love you. But no, I know people are customizing Batman 89 as well. Or people are customizing the 89 Batman as well. But to me, like I said, it's personal for 89 Batman. It's more that, and I feel like that base is just phenomenal. Okay, I also like the suit better in 89 than I do the Batman. Base. I just anytime I hear about the Batman, it's custom. Somebody's customizing this dang thing, getting a new cape, getting new, I don't know, freaking shoulder pads or something, and it's just but I put in the top 10. I kind of wanted to switch out my 10 and 7, but I'm like, you know what? I'll keep them at 10. I got Jake Sully there. Just, I love figures that you don't always see, and I love the height on this bad boy. The color, the base on this is really cool too. and I love the movie, and I think it's really good. Hot Toys doing stuff different. I like that Mars figure. That Mars figure gives me hope on the Chocolate Man that I pre-ordered. And hey, not me though, Nick. Not me, my friend. I'm not a custom guy, man. I buy a figure. I got the figure. I'm in love with the figure, and nothing against people who customize their figures. That's just
Offense taken.
but the Mars figure, Alfred, I just guys, you guys are missing the point when I said I literally
He's just
said
sick of the Batman.
I said 5 minutes ago that I understand that people are customizing the 89 Batman too, but it's more personal. It comes with a better base. I like the suit better. I repeat myself. But yeah, the Alfred, the accessories that it comes with, how good it looks next to the 89 Batman, the Batmobile, the way you have it, Jedi is really cool. And this is why I don't like the Batman. You get these people that just, man.
Hey, careful. These people are watchers every week.
You're officially taking my place as the Inart hater of the group. I feel like.
Man, hey, I got an Inart.
No, he's fine with Inart. He just hates the Batman.
I don't hate the Batman. I think it's overrated. I think it's
something tells me Figures and Fandom's internet's about to get working again. To me, this is like old news. We've been talking about the Batman.
It's been a while
for years. Like alongside Hot Toys, like who's coming first? Okay, Hot Toys came first. Let's talk about this for a year. Okay, now the freaking Inart's out. Let's talk about this for a year. And it's just old news to me. And
can you look at it as, not to cut you off, can you look at it as like maybe the other way where like it has a lot of longevity, compared to other Batmans we've had before? Because, with Michael Keaton, I mean, we all love Michael Keaton, so I have no qualms with him at number one on the list. I get where you're coming from. You're totally a fan of him, and I respect that. But I mean, isn't it kind of nice? I mean, I guess maybe not.
I think it has DC longevity.
Guys, like we don't get these huge ones. Like we suffered through, BVS and Justice League and the Snyder universe, and we wanted a great Ben Affleck, but we couldn't get him because the whole community. But this is a great reboot for Batman again, and we got a good shot. And people are just still enamored with this version of Batman.
It's on my top 10. I still put it there. I didn't say, it deserves to be on everyone's top 10 list. I think I don't think for me it could have been anywhere between 7 and 10. This bottom part could have switched up anywhere, like anyhow, whatever. You could randomize that and I'll divide it for number 7, number 8. But I think the longevity it has is because Hot Toys, because of Inart, because of that battle between them, because of the Penguin show. I think that's why the longevity is there. And it's cool. I appreciate that. I would love it if, people talked about like a Spider-Man figure like that. Because I'm more Spider-Man fan. But
hatred, that's what it is. The jealousy.
But it's
there it is. I got ugly head out. Now we know why.
I got the goat at number 1. I got the goat at number 1. Okay. And it's one of those things where it is, if the only reason you're talking about it is because you got to customize it, I don't think it deserves to be a top 5. If
I have a response from
well, hold on. We're not customizing Harry Potter. We're not customizing this Joker. We're not customizing this Bane, right? We're not going to customize Aragorn. Like these figures are it. This is top notch, out of the box. Hell yeah. And then, the only one that you could say, like everyone's saying in the chat, like I said before, they said that the 89 Batman I should put lower too, but that one's more personal. You put all the categories up in place, and I think 89 for me personally deserves to be number 1. There you go. But yeah.
Now, is it more for like a favorite Batman standpoint of it, number 1, or is it just a matter of execution between the two, or any of those on the list?
I think both. The thing that well, because I like I said before, like what catches me is the accessories and the the bloody faceplate, the base. I love that kind of stuff. I like the suit more. I like Keaton more. It's both.
All right. Justin, you still good? You hanging with us?
Yeah,
Get a little tense in here.
I'm gonna. No, it's figures plus fandom. Responded. He said, "I said, do you want to respond?" He said, "No, it's all good." And then I said, "I'm here to speak for you, to be your voice." And he said, "Inart Batman is a Grail. That's facts." And then he's now writing I think he's doing a journal entry like at the beginning of the movie, but about Brick's choice. And let's be honest, Brick, that was a creative choice to put that at 10, bro, because you knew having it right at 10 was going to be a little bit better than having it at 8, 7, or 6, bro. So
and I knew if I put it at
cut,
and I knew if I put it if I didn't have it on the list and I had it right at 10, people would start talking. We can get a good show. Let's go.
Rears his ugly head. All right. Anything else about Brick's list here? Of course, it's his list, so there's no right or wrong, but we got to give him shit a little bit.
I will give him shit. I got plenty of shit to give him. I think putting that avatar was redonkulous. I didn't even think about that figure. That's how low it is, but that's just me. I think they're terrible figures.
What don't you like about them? Is it the joints, the exposed joints, or
yeah?
what?
I'm never too critical with the joint things, but I think just for what do they call themselves? The Navi, I think is that their tribe name or something like that. It just looks goofy. I feel like if you're gonna make these figures over here, you go all in, or you don't do it at all. Yeah.
Cool.
Ew.
I think it looks pretty cool, but I mean,
see,
you know,
man,
the
like
gap there in the hip is really. But I get what are you gonna do, you know? But like that's pretty wide.
I don't know.
I really saw it.
Plus, also like there was a huge
there's Harry Potter back there.
Downgrade on those figures. Like they looked good in protos, and by the time they got out, it softened so much. And just I don't know. I just don't think they came out that great. I was excited because I kind of wanted one because I missed out on the first movie, but once I saw those, I was like, nah, not for me.
Yeah, I think if you like the movies, yeah, I hear you, Dale. I actually kind of agree with what you're saying about. I don't think it's a terrible figure, but honestly, it's a figure. Like when you unbox some of these other things, it's like it's like very realistic to like it looks really real and stuff. This one you can definitely tell with it definitely feels more like a toy. I mean, there's a good weight to it, but it just feels that way with all the exposed joints, all the different things. It's very hard to move the legs on it, honestly, dude. Like I've been so worried to break the leg. Like I've been trying to move with it to do different poses and I just can't. The base is really nice, especially when it's lit up. And I think, like Brick said, like if you're a fan of the movie like we are, it's worth having in the collection. But I totally get people that passed on it because it is definitely like it takes up a lot of space too, man. I mean, it's a tall figure. I can't, it definitely takes up some space as well. So,
did you get Natiri too?
I did. I haven't unboxed yet. I want to unbox that one. It's one of those ones where I've seen some other reviews and I was like, well, as soon as I unbox, like I was thinking about like selling it, but then I was like, no, I need to have them both together to like really see.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's kind of an all or nothing thing, but I'm happy to have.
I really wanted. I was just a little bit disappointed with the face.
She needed to have a more expressive face, man, because that's like, especially her character needed that. I am happy they made the bow bigger.
She's my favorite character in Avatar.
Oh yeah, dude, she's great. But yeah, man, I mean. And who knows, man? I don't know if they're going to make another one. I mean, I know we got another movie coming out next year, but we'll see if they revisit those. I'm not sure how well they sold for them and if it's like a priority or not, but we'll see.
Casablanco says Wednesday, December 4th. The chat's flooded with controversy. Chaos. Brick's hot take has scorched everyone like a flame, but not me. Steve right now, probably. Very nicely done. We got Low-Key Collector joining us tonight too. Calvin is in the house. We're talking about our top DC/miscellaneous IPs released in 2024. So thanks for joining us, my friend. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's get to mine so you guys can poo-poo me. Here is mine. I know the Batman films, DLO said it was a safe list, but I hope that I got some nice figures on this one. So, yeah, go ahead. Thoughts, surprises.
Just so we're clear for the record, I had a full top 10 of DC figures for mine, but I was told to change it. I'm going to continue that there.
Well, I didn't tell you to change it. I said we are doing miscellaneous.
He recommended.
Well. So
he suggested.
I said you don't like Aragorn, you don't like Harry Potter, you don't like any of this other stuff.
Gaslighting me into my own list.
You like Catwoman better than Harry Potter? Okay.
That's where he convinced me to change. When he put that example out, that was the one that's like, okay, maybe I should go back to the drawing board on this one. But let's talk about his list, please. Okay, what do you got here, Jetty? What you want to?
If you guys want to talk about any surprises, I'll just talk about why I put things there, I guess.
Yeah. Let's
same reason as Brick. You know, Mars Toys knocking it out of the park. That Alfred is scary good. The likeness is there. He comes with a lot of accessories. A must for any 89 fan. Now all we need is Joker's right hand fan, I guess you could say. Bob. Come on, Mars Toys, you can do it. Inart Superman honestly looks like a great figure. If I didn't have as many issues as I did with it, I think it would be a little bit higher. 89 Batman, I would have loved to put higher. I would have loved to have him number one like Brick, but there's just some issues that we had with the texture of the suit. The cowl, where I feel like they changed it when they didn't necessarily have to, and we lost a little bit of that Keaton likeness from the 1.0. The base is amazing, so definitely worth being on the list, but it had some problems. And kind of like Brooke said, you know, the capes, that's kind of like something with almost every Batman figures. The cape, it's just kind of one of those things where you got to switch it out if you want it to look better. And this figure is no different, but I don't really hold that against it. It looks great. I do think the battle damage look is the best to go with, and I'm going to be getting the Jackson. Is it Jackson? Yeah, the Jackson faceplate. So hopefully that'll put this figure even higher on my likability list. But no, I do love that figure. John Wick, I'm just excited for. I don't think the head sculpt, after looking at all those photos with the poses and him in action poses, I feel like the open mouth works a lot when he's not just standing there. I'm not sure I'm going to do the wild hair look, but we'll see. Harry Potter, I have no urge to get, don't really care about, but I can admit he looks like a really good figure. The likeness is there, really good quality with the backdrop, with the tailoring and the clothes and all that stuff. Same thing with Black Adam. I don't really care for the character or the figure at all. Haven't even seen the movie, but I can admit when I see a really good head sculpt, and that Rock head sculpt is pretty amazing. You got that little eyebrow lifted there. So I've seen this one in Fandom's collection, and he looks really good. The base is nice as well. The top three was really actually tough for me because, like Brooks said, his bottom four were interchangeable. My top three is pretty interchangeable. I really went back and forth. I think Bane, like Joker, is like my most anticipated, but at the same time, the Bane has been one I've been really waiting for, that 2.0, where we're seeing drastic changes to the figure. I'm excited to get this one in. You know, I love the Hot Toys Batman, but I did do a lot of mods to that one. And honestly, when I put the Inart one next to it, I just saw kind of all the flaws in my mind from the Hot Toys version with that one. I think it's really good. I don't think it needs to have anything changed out of the box. I think the cowl looks a lot better. I think it looks just like that opening scene when he's investigating that first murder and he kind of walks towards the camera. Like, that's the Batman that I see every time I look at this figure. I think the proportions are great. I think the armor looks good. And then Joker is just one that I'm really in love with as well. So that one, you know, maybe in hand, this changes when Bane and Joker come in hand, and they might swap. I'm not really sure. Maybe Batman gets pushed down a little bit, but those were kind of like my feelings here. I don't think there's any surprises necessarily, but maybe you guys feel differently. Aragorn, again, and he made the list because you got to admit he looks pretty good, rooted or sculpted. But at the same time, there are some images where I see it looks like the eyes are like too far apart, or the forehead's too big. I don't know, just some weird, maybe like you said, Deal, it just doesn't photograph very well. So
it doesn't.
I'm not sure, but like, so that's what kind of threw me off with the Aragorn, because honestly, I would have no problem switching with Harry Potter. Like, to me, it doesn't make a difference, or Black Adam. Like, I have no connection to the figures, no personal connection. I just think they look good from what I've seen, and they come with a lot of really good stuff. So it's really just kind of some of those photos threw me off.
I thought you would have Imposter Joker on here over Black Adam and Harry Potter, honestly.
Yeah, so with Imposter Joker, it's damn near the same head sculpt as the Joker.
Sure.
And I wanted it at first because I thought maybe I could use the head sculpt with my sculpted, but I just think the sculpted is going to be really good. So I didn't see a way of displaying an imposter Joker in my collection either, because it just didn't fit anything. So I think the more I thought about it, the more he kind of slipped down my list, where again, it wasn't like a practical figure for me to have in the collection.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Batman. I know how big of a fan you are of Keaton Batman, so I guess that it's not a huge surprise by any means. I just meant that's one that before your list was shown off, I would think would be in the top 5. I am glad to see that you got Harry Potter in the top 5, even though you're not like going to pick it up. I just truly think that like that was like an incredible experience opening that up, like the accessories on that thing, the that diorama base. And again, it is my first rooted figure, is my first Inart figure as well. So there's probably a little bit of that to go with it also. And also I thought that Inart Superman might have been a little bit higher. Again, I'm talking like a couple of spots. So those were the two that I thought might have cracked your top 5. But I'm happy to see Bane at number 1. I just think that's like, who knows how many more Banes they're going to make, man. That just looks, I can't wait to get mine in, dude.
Yeah, I think overall you did a pretty solid list, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't fault you for putting Bane up there. That's really one of my most anticipated figures. Hopefully I get this month if, Sideshow and everybody gets them in stock in time for the holidays, because that's paid off. I'd love to just get that at this point. The Batman thing, look, like I said, I'm putting out a video on it there, so I'm going to go into more detail later, but I get what you're trying to say. Like I do. Like I think there's some valid points you made about that there. Some things I disagree with you on that, but again, I'll put that in a video and I'll put you out by name.
Dare you?
I will shout you out in one of my videos and just tell you this is all right, guys. Now this is a segment where we're just talking about what Jedi got wrong on Wednesday. But as far as Artisan Joker, I'm glad he's in the top 3 at least. I put him higher, obviously, on my list. Black Adam, appreciate you giving him his props. Sculpt is fantastic. It really is.
Really is.
I would say I have a grievance with Potter and Aragorn. I think you should switch them. I think that should be way higher, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with Harry, but I think Aragorn is the better of the two. Just my opinion on that one there. Sure. John Wick is, I'm surprised that I'm seeing a lot of John Wick love here. I mean, I just didn't know how big a fan you and Steve really were about him there, but over 89 Batman. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised Batman's not at 5 and Harry Potter's not at 7.
Yeah. I mean, me too. I mean, like for your points of why you put him number 1 for yourself, that gargoyle alone is just like,
that's pretty cool
money. But I am kind of surprised about that. But I mean, hey, just
ask me tomorrow. It might change.
Yeah, exactly. It's
don't let him do that to you, Graham. Don't let him do
this. You're a guest. Quiet down.
I honestly think like the Batman, the 89 Batman looks better in person than it did in the photos. But at the same time, I felt like they did lose something. And I think for me, there is something there where it hurts a little bit, even though I love the figure itself. The fact that I feel like I've had him in the same pose since I've got him with the battle damage faceplate, but the fact that I feel like if I change it out, I feel like I'm losing something with the likeness, I guess, goes into play a little bit. He also is a little too like shiny and textured on the suit, which again is just more of like a little bit of a nitpick. But I think that's what really pops in my head is that cowl and how they changed something that they really didn't need to, and they totally revamped it when they didn't have to. And for me, it just took a little bit away from the figure where it could have been so much better. And maybe some of it's too just from me looking forward to it for so long. Like I said earlier in the show, I sold the DX9 immediately after this was announced because I'm like, I'm in 2.0, improvements, I'm in. And then there was just some things that were still like that they almost like they had right, and I don't get how when you had it right, how do you go wrong after that? So I think those are some of the reasons why I knocked it a little bit lower. Same thing with Superman. Functionality was a problem for me with this figure. Otherwise, he probably would have been higher too. If you're just looking at him on the shelf, I think he looks great.
The thing I've noticed about unboxings of that one that I really actually like, as fun as I just said some of these are to open up, the Harry Potter, there's so many accessories, dude. That unboxing experience is hours long. I do like the Superman looks pretty much ready to, like Brick was saying earlier, he really just focuses on with his list, like he wants just the figure to be ready to go on a shelf, right? And I like that as well. Like that
I want to build the
Superman
figure.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that Inart Superman, that was really cool. When I saw people's unboxings was just, hey man, that thing was out and it's on your shelf and it looks great, you know? So
yeah, you know, something that I forgot about that I think Joe P mentioned in the chat too is Mars Toys Batman Forever Riddler. He was released this year. Would anybody consider that one to be on a top 10? Because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, it's really cool, but I don't think I'd consider that. I almost considered the Joker. With the paint dripping down.
Oh yeah.
But I put the Batman on there instead. I thought that was fair.
Yeah. Oh, Bricky, you saw that? You read the comment?
Oh no!
Announce official.
What?
Ooh, what?
Something was announced?
Anti-Venom announced. Shout out to Christian Cooper for the scoop. Excuse me, Christian Crosshair Cooper.
Christian Crosshair Cooper.
Called him by his maiden
Oh
name.
boy. Well, let's look at this quick. Let's really quickly. We're just going to take a look at everything. So this is everybody's list. I don't know if you guys can even see it, if it's blurry or not, but this is our DC/miscellaneous 2024 release list. Top 10. Some things are the same. Some things are around the same area, and some things are totally different. And that's what's great about us as people, us as collectors, and this hobby in general is that we all have different things that we like and dislike. So it was fun. So next week we do Marvel.
Yeah, definitely.
Marvel
Let's switch it up.
next
Let's give Brick some gray hairs with our choices.
I'll make sure my list is right next time, guys.
You're fine.
And if you look,
you're fine.
No, I'm just messing. I love all.
Graham,
those
do you
guys.
want to put up a quick poll for the chat there? See what they think. Who had the best list?
Yeah, I never ended the other poll.
You know
I'm
what,
bad at
Dilo?
that
I
sometimes.
really like your list because you
Anus
have
for the anus.
well like I like that you have that imposter. I like that you have you know, the I can't think of his name, Black Adam higher up. I like how you're honest about the Batman. You put it mid top 10. I like your list. You got the Batmobile
Stay
up
tuned
there.
for the video.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, and I
Thanks,
was trying to
bro.
think if you
Appreciate it.
averaged out, like I was trying to figure out like what would be the consensus like for you guys, because I'm trying to average out like where all these are ranked, and it seems like the Joker and Bane are in a lot of people's like top 3. It looks like Joker made everybody's top 3, right? Yeah, so I guess like if you just did like a law of averages or whatever, that Bane and that Joker definitely up there with y'all guys. Like that's what I'm seeing consistently, like those two kind of in everybody's top 3 there, top
Same
4.
line paired with an armory Batman or whatever Batman you got there. I mean, you're gonna have some fun with those two figures adding to that collection for sure.
Yeah,
That
for sure.
case
Man.
is gonna pop.
Yep.
It's gonna pop.
All
And
right, do we
Catwoman
got-
just really completes it. You guys trust me on that. Trust me.
Honestly, D'Lo should have put Catwoman
Way
at number
in the
9.
back. Yeah, listen, I was prepared to do a full DC list. I can think of a gazillion DC figures I put on a list, but that's just me. It's miscellaneous too.
We're going to look at this Spider-Man really quick before we end the show, but I want to give you guys a minute to make sure you vote. We got 74 in the house tonight, so please just click a button, vote for whose list that you think is the best, and the winner will win a special prize, a pat on the back. All right, so yeah, we'll do Marvel next week. Hopefully Fandom can join us if he gets his internet paid for. Otherwise, I'm sure Justin will be a great stand-in and whip a list together for us too. So he's pretty good on his toes. Let's move over to Facebook. Take a look.
Ooh.
Man, those look good, bro. Those
Oh,
are really good
man.
pictures right there.
Hold on, I gotta go. I gotta clean up real quick. Oh,
Wipe
man.
that smirk off your face there, Brick. Just unbelievable. He's been so miserable talking about Batman all night. One look
Oh,
at
here we
Spider-Man,
go.
his total mood's changed.
Dude, look at that. Oh, that's cool.
Looks like a marshmallow.
So
It
white.
does. Don't ruin this for me, DLO.
Spider milk.
Spider milk. Oh man.
Yeah,
was a bad
this,
choice.
you guys worry about this at all? Nick's got a good point here. Spidey gonna be yellow in a few months.
Is it
I
gonna
mean,
be
I don't,
peeing on
I
it or
don't,
something?
I don't
what's-
smoke in here. Like, you know,
Why would it just turn yellow in a couple months?
Well, you know, sometimes the white materials or like these figures, they turn yellow over time. They just
Oh,
my,
okay.
my snowsuit widow's still good after, you know, a couple
That's
years.
impressive considering what she's been through. That makes sense. I'm a firm believer that white's going to be white, guys, no
Hey.
matter what.
Yeah.
Brick tested and approved.
kept wondering why she had a little bit of a belly.
I could see to be fair though, like I
can't have my face on this, bro. I gotta get going. I can't have my face
to
on
be
this.
to be fair, I could see this going yellow, but not. I mean, you know, after a couple years maybe, but
Oh yeah.
that's where you know your room is very important. You know, your humidity levels, your temperature, you don't need to be
Box of
touching this.
Kleenex.
Yeah, box of Kleenex. You gotta watch where you're aiming. You don't need to be touching the figure as often as you'd like. So, Spermy man. I like it.
Oh lordy.
Yeah, I'm not getting them. Thanks, guys.
Just talk
Can't
about
get
the
spermy, man.
tendrils.
Talk about the tendrils.
He's like, I can't have one moment of happiness.
Dude, this is really cool though, and yeah, just like the end of the game when you're going against Venom and everything. Like, this is cool. This is cool to have. Like I was saying earlier. And the tendrils. Now you got me thinking. So I can guess
Tentacles.
myself there, Justin. You
I
know,
saw it in
they're
the chat, so I just
I
piggybacked
just
off
love like look at that, like slamming them down and then they're
Got it.
stretching over. Like that's gonna look amazing
Pause,
if you're
no
getting
gaming.
that Venom.
Sorry.
What?
You were telling us how
No.
great the figure is. Continue.
No, it's just this is exciting. It's cool.
You're
You
you
get this one,
pretty much
Brick?
have your own like video game shelf at this point, huh?
Yeah, your own
Yeah, pretty much.
Spidey universe over there. There you go.
Brick,
That's
in
good to
terms
be
of
you,
hype
man.
level for you, man, like when a video game Spider-Man gets announced as opposed to like a live, and I know Garfield's your favorite Spidey, but like
Yeah.
where do you where does hype level fall for you? Is it more like when those Spider-Verse figures, is that going to be more hype than this? Is it the video game line?
Oh,
Is
the
it live action?
Spider-Verse Spider-Man are like way up there compared
Oh,
to video games.
Nice, dude.
I would say it's movies, Spider-Verse, even though I think Spider-Verse figures are better, but it's nice to have those movies, you know, in your collection. But movies, Spider-Verse, comics, video game. But I do think that this will be the best Venom at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that-
this Venom looks great.
This Venom will be better than the comic Venom. This Venom will be better than Tom Hardy's. This will be the best Venom right here. The most badass, for sure. So when that releases, I'm going to be more hyped than ever. But yeah.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about the white one. I'll be honest with you. Like, I think the black one is better because I'm looking at the photos and obviously the legs are being bent, and the white is way more noticeable for the stretching of the suit. Like,
Yeah.
he's got a little pouchy thing going down there. So it's just I don't
Agreed,
know. I
man. I
think-
noticed that as well.
black will hide it better, and I think
Kangaroo pouch.
yeah. Kangaroo sound.
But see, I know a lot of people want to really pose a lot of these Spider-Man figures. I'm fine with having a, you know, I like to call it like the Mighty Duck pose where they go in the triangle. I'm cool with that. Where
Flying
they're
V,
like
baby.
walking.
Line V, baby.
Yep,
I
yep.
like that.
And I'm 100% cool with that, to have Venom in the background or something. Of course, you want to pose them a little bit for pictures or something. That's cool, but man, just having them in the collection is cool for me. And then
This
I'll
looks
pose
awesome
my,
with the Venom.
dude. I'll pose my Spider-Verse figures like crazy. You know, I will have my Toby on the Sandman do a little something there, and then I got these guys. So you know, a little something different for everybody.
If I got this, I'd pose the shit out of this. Like, this feels like, I mean, the game is,
Yeah.
Rick, I mean, you and I both know, bro, like that Spider-Man doesn't stand still for more than 3 seconds. He's always doing a cool Spider-Man pose, a punch or kick something like that. I
Oh
just
yeah.
feel like
Oh yeah.
as screwed up as it is that you're going to be posing with the intention of it will damage the figure, I almost feels like it's almost like kind of worth it to do just to get the most out of these figures. Because I keep seeing glimpses of Venom in the background, and I keep saying to myself, like, you need to pose the hell out of this figure. This, Smiles, whatever one you have, it's just too good of a looking figure to not pose it. Keep it, in a flying V forever. At least for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of stuck. I'm over the point of trying to keep these figures in the best condition.
But I'm still in that mindset where it's like I want to keep them looking good, but I want to pose.
No, I'm with you. I've been like that for years.
So what helps me to be okay with not posing to the extreme, at least, is to know that I have other Spider-Man figures that I can pose.
That's fair.
So I think there's a lot more Spider-Man figures that pose that people give credit to. Like, you have Scarlet Spider, you have Miles from
Homemade
in the Spider-Verse, you got Homemade suit, you have you have Spider-Punk, you've got these new Across the Spider-Verse figures coming out that I'm sure are going to be posing nicely. And I think Comic Spidey poses really good. So you have your Spideys that you can pose, and then you have Spideys that you can slightly pose, and Spideys that maybe you shouldn't. Just like you got your Cap, Batman sometimes don't always get to pose great. I don't know what else right on top of my head, but every character's got something.
Brick, go grab that Sandman base for us real quick. Just kind of bring it close to the camera, just so I can take a look at it for about 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I got you. Hold on.
No, I was kidding, Brick. I was playing, dude. I was just playing.
What,
Brick.
you want like 10 minutes or what?
No, I was just kidding. I knew it'd be a pain in the ass, and
I'm here.
Dude, this one looks really good contrasted with that Venom, though, man. It really does.
Yeah.
I think this one's not for me personally. I think I'm coming around more to that Superior Spider-Man. That's kind of the one out of the video game line that I've really grown on that the more I look at it. But this is cool, dude. I mean, if you're wanting to have this one with that Venom, dude, they contrast really well together, man. That's gonna look sick.
Yeah,
gotta get a mono.
Doing an anti-Venom next to regular Venom suit, that's gonna look
bro. This is the one figure that I wish I would have got from the first game is the is it the anti-Ock suit?
You can find that for dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap, and I hear it's terrible, like the suit material and everything.
Talking about posing?
But I like that gold, the black, and like I said, I like it when it has.
Yeah,
exactly. I like the figures that actually, like, would I get every figure from the game again? No, but if it has a huge impact on the story, heck yeah,
But that's what I was going to ask you guys. Like, I know we're never going to get it because, again, Spider-Man's just going to sell. It's easier to kind of just pump these out at a quicker rate. But dude, it's like you just mentioned Doc Ock again, like at the end of the first game. I would love to have a Doc Ock figure from the game. Like, dude, again, I would love to just have a comic accurate Doc Ock. Yeah.
Yep.
You played these games, Justin?
Oh yeah. These games are great, man. And I'm with Brick. I'm more hyped. Like that Spider-Verse line I've had on pre-order for like as soon as I started collecting this stuff, I put those on pre-order. Very excited for that line. I think when that line comes out, it's really gonna just blow people away. I think it's gonna look just so colorful, so cool. But I like seeing this stuff. It's just not for me. Like D-Lo said, I have a few issues with some of the bunching up around that. Like it's just not something that I'm prioritizing. But it's still cool to see that these are getting released because I like seeing that people that are really into the video games are keep getting more stuff,
Yeah,
I'm definitely more into like the Spider-Verse figures. I didn't pre-order anything, and I know they're waitlisted, but I'm hoping like $20.99 and a couple of the other ones that I can maybe pick up after the fact. Like for me, I think that's what, because I like Spider-Man, but I'm not like the biggest fan like Brick is, but I really enjoyed the Spider-Verse movies. So like if I would build one line, I think that would be the one that I would build around. And I know we talked about this earlier, but I can't believe we didn't get a Peter B. Parker dude in the first movie either. Like,
yeah, and even a Gwen
or
in
the
this
second,
movie,
like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is. It's not like you need likenesses or anything, so it's like why not? Why not still do it?
Man.
You feel like there's got to be something holding that up. Like it truly makes no sense for the Peter B. Parker one. Like the Gwen doesn't make sense to me either, but at least there's already one you can get.
Right.
The Peter B. Parker is truly the biggest like head scratcher of them all, man. There's got to be some hold up to that because I think that would sell so well.
Peter B. Parker, a Prowler from the first movie would have sold. I mean, a Kingpin would be sick from the first
Be
movie.
as big as Venom.
But out of all those figures,
yeah.
the one that we need the most is Peter B. Parker. Like, why do we not have that? And I mean, with the baby, you know, not carriage, but the, what do they call that? The, I better know what they're called because I'm getting ready for a third one. But you know, the chest baby thingy, baby
Milker?
carrier, I guess. You know,
Carrier, yeah.
and then like the coffee that he's holding upside down, like you could do some great poses. The way that those Spider-Verse figures pose, you could do some cool stuff with Peter B. Parker.
And y'all all have that Gwen, right, from Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh yeah.
Not I.
Even though y'all have that one, do y'all even care that there's not a new one, or did y'all want the one from the second? I feel like we needed one from the second movie. It was almost like a Gwen movie in a way.
Yeah.
I don't care because
No.
I got her, but that's another one I was shocked that you tease her, but then you don't release her.
Yeah,
Or
man.
announce her officially.
I think there are a lot of similarities to both figures, but I feel like you could bring out more accessories. I think the suit is slightly different. The shoes, you know, you could do a
The
different
shoes
head
is the main
sculpt.
thing for me. Yeah.
Because the thing that gets me with those Into the Spider-Verse figures is Miles alone, you get 3 head sculpts. You get some badass accessories. It's the best posing Spider-Man there is, besides maybe Homemade Suit. But like that's if you're a Spider-Man fan, that is the figure to get. And yeah, I mean, I need more. And I'm excited for that new Miles.
People are having fun with this. So these spider webs, huh, Graham, in the chat. My goodness, they're really going.
Oh yeah, many,
Finding
many
all kinds of
names.
ways to call these different things.
All right, close the poll. We only had 30 votes, so you guys could have done a lot better. But who had the best ranking? Brick at 36%. Fandom/figure, how you figure, 26%.
Wait, I got
Elo at
first.
20%
Let's go.
and Jedi at 16%. Congrats, Brick.
Well, that's surprising with all the crap I got
know.
with Batman. Like, what?
You have the best list. So there you go.
all
And you
right.
got the most crap.
Cool.
So
It might be that Black Myth Wukong or whatever, that surprise there at number 2. Might have done it.
yeah, there you go. Speedy Gonzalez says he crawled out of a Diddy party.
Oh God, terrible.
No, he's
That's
heading,
terrible.
heading
Especially with
into
that photo being right in front of us as you read that comment.
Right.
Terrible or perfect, depends on who you ask.
All right, who's getting this figure? Raise a hand. All right.
one. All right.
Pretty much what I
I
thought it would
respect
be.
that, Brick. I respect that.
I expected that too, but I was like, is Justin maybe? No.
No, I'm holding out for that. I'm with you, Brick. I'm going like
Yeah.
pretty much all in. I kind of sacrificed that Guardians line for
Okay.
that Spider-Verse line just because I knew they'd come out kind of close
I
together. or at least
sacrificed
thought they would.
Ahsoka for Spider-Verse.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Ahsoka is going to be hard to miss out. I want that
and when
Hera
the hell
and-
is that third movie coming out?
It keeps getting delayed. They want to make sure the story is perfect, and it got messed up during the writer's strike, and
It was
But there
supposed to come
was
out this
something
past
that
March
happened-
before the strike, right?
right. And then there was something recent, like the last couple weeks, they showed Miles' symbol in like somewhere in New York, like on a building. So it was like a huge tease that some news is coming soon. So hopefully, you know, we get a teaser or something
Maybe
for
this March?
2025,
Oh.
right?
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because they really ended that second one on a cliffhanger. So
Well, and then they're saying too, I think it was Feige that, or one of those guys said that we're not going to see a live action Miles until they're done with these movies. So it's like, okay, well, I want to see a live action Miles. So, and I love these movies,
this
so let's
up.
go. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
hurry it up. While Tom Holland's still young, you know, like I want to see that together.
yeah,
Dude's gonna look like that until he's 50, bro. He's
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
trust me, he's gonna be all right.
Yep.
He's like the Logan of Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, boys, we are approaching the 3-hour mark, so I'm going to call it quits. A lot of good conversations: Captain America, Spider-Man, Star Wars, and obviously our DC lists. It was a fun night, and I'm glad. I'm sad that we lost figures in fandom, but I'm glad How You Fandom joined us tonight and in his stead.
I just noticed he's got How You Fandom.
Best hair.
I didn't. I think Graham went in there and changed that. I don't think I entered with that.
No, Justin, it's always
appreciate
a
you-
pleasure.
yeah, I appreciate
always
it.
a pleasure.
Yeah,
when we can
and I'm
hang out
sorry,
with you.
guys, if I came in and y'all wanted me to leave after a few minutes. I just decided to stick around. I hope that's okay. But
Get a
but yeah,
hint
dude.
back. Next
I
time,
felt like
it's fine.
yeah, I felt like at first I thought it'd be funny if he would have given me some voice messages. I was literally just gonna play those, but he didn't want to. So
Yeah.
Poor Steve. I hope his internet gets fixed because I know how that can be. Take a toll on your family when it's down for 10, 12, 24 hours, so
yeah.
Justin, while we're talking to you, anything you want to plug on your channel? Any new videos? You want to talk about your Casual Friday show?
Yeah, I'll quickly my most recent video, I got the Harry Potter Inart review. If y'all want to go check that out, it's probably I don't know how good it is, but it's probably the best review I've done. I've really tried to take my time, do a different way to do it. So check that out if you want. And then Casual Fridays every Friday night at 9:30 Central Time. We have a lot of fun over there. So yeah, y'all can check me out on that. So but yeah, I know a lot of people in the chat are always there's a lot of crossover with my chat too. So I appreciate all you guys.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. I got to get down to Texas and hang out with you sometime too. That would be
yeah, dude, that'd be fun,
that'd
man.
be a lot of fun. So Dallas area, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Good. We'll make it a date sometime. All right. DLO the Collector. What's up with you, my friend? You've been a little busy
I can
lately.
do that too, Justin.
That's like the Jim Helper right there.
Yeah, great show, boys. Had a lot of fun. Sorry about the little detour, but I took care of that. Zip. As far as my channel is concerned, put out the Aragorn video. If you haven't already seen it, definitely take a look. I got a little delayed actually dealing with that same that I did here. So fortunately, one of my videos got delayed, but I'm going to post that on Friday. So I'm going to go over all the figures from the month of November, specifically the announcements that we got. And I'm going to wrap up my video on the Inart Batman. So I'm going to do a part 2 of what you should know before you buy with that Inart Batman there. So stay tuned for that. I actually picked up the rooted one this time. So instead of me going sculpted, I went rooted and got that one. So now I have experience with both. So no one can say, I'm not trying to open my mind up to other opportunities and experiences there. So that video will be coming out. And once that is done, we're going to end off the year strong with the last video of the year collection tour with all this goodness. My back, not to toot my own horn, my background's looking kind of nice tonight.
Oh,
The
yeah.
lights and the
Yeah,
camera. I'm digging it tonight. Okay, I might keep this camera angle.
He was like, if you guys are going to say it, I am.
Oh, sorry.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me get a picture of that, D-Lo.
Oh, you can just
Okay, profile pic.
blue steel, baby. Yeah, but guys, thank you so much to everybody in the crowd. I mean, the comments. You guys are such a blast. You guys crack me up. Sometimes I forget what we're talking about because you guys are so darn funny in there. So thank you guys for just always being the best part of the show every Wednesday. We couldn't do it without you guys here. But yeah, if you guys haven't already subscribed, find me DLO The Collector on YouTube. Also, that's my handle on Instagram and Facebook. So, but thank you guys so much. Great show tonight.
All right, Brick, $290 for that anti-venom.
Not
figure.
bad.
You win.
Not terrible. I'm in.
Thank you for that, Hammer God. You're always very quick with those prices, so we always appreciate that. Brick, what you got going on over in the Artemis world?
Well, the hair's a little crazy. I had that Santa Claus hat on, so bear with me. But yeah, I came out with that video a little less than a week ago on the Coca-Cola meets Miles Morales. It was a fun video to do. It was not just to get views. It was actually to really test the paint apps and compare them to Young Rich and Lego and what else did I do? Marvel Legends. So it was a lot of fun to do. A quick fun video that I hope you guys enjoyed more and relaxed just a little bit more than getting upset about something. But I also am working on a Hot Toys figure ranking. So instead of me making my own list for you guys, I am trying to get all your guys' votes on my page. So anytime you guys see a poll up there, make sure to vote because I'm doing it by rounds. And at the very end, we will have a kind of sort of community top 10 list. I understand there's a lot of people on there that probably don't even collect Hot Toys that are voting, but there's also a lot of you that do. So yeah, I got that coming for the end of the year. And if figures are coming in, I might do a couple reviews this year. Other than that, I got the Bugle 6. I got an episode coming out. I'm going to try to do every Monday this month. Don't hold me to that. This week, Monday, I'm going to be doing the Beagle 6. We're doing top Spider-Man figures. Not just that, but we're ranking all of them. Every Spider-Man figure ever made from Hot Toys and every single Spider-Man villain ever made. So we're doing a tier list for that. I think I've got Collector Joey, Flavio, and Zord Photography on. The big, Spider-Man guys. And on Saturday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, I have a show with Jose. So catch me on there, going against Collector Joey. So we're going to be having a lot of fun there for Jose's new show. And I'm also going to be on Movie Cannon Sunday night. I'm going to have a long week.
Oh, yeah, man.
So long week.
Oh, it's good to stay busy in the community. You're doing a lot of good things, as
Thank you.
the rest of you three are as well, or you two are as well.
You're not being Casual Fridays chat because I love that show. So that's a fun. Dude, I'm not just saying that to be like weird, but like that is the most fun I have just sitting and watching is Casual Fridays. So guys, if you guys are not watching that on How You Fandom's channel, go check that out because especially for somebody being solo, like he really puts he's like a pop star on there, man. Like he will dance, he will make you laugh, he'll make you enjoy your night. So Justin, awesome, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you. Kind of at a loss for words, man. God dang.
We'll wait.
Thanks.
Yeah,
so I'm just trying to compose myself, man. No, dude, Brick's been super supportive, man. I feel guilt because like I had to cancel on coming on his show, and it just makes me feel worse because
it kind of pissed me off. But I'm just
no, I know, man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And then you see me show up tonight,
and then he shows up here. He streams that night later. I'm just like, okay, this guy hates me. It's cool. No,
dude. I truly appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys, man. And Graham, hey, pat yourself on the back. You just gave us 3 credit. Hey, you're doing good things too, man. I just saw that Riddler review. Haven't watched it yet, but I saw it.
Yeah.
But I want to watch. I'm going to watch that review. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to.
Yeah. As for me, you guys can find me every Wednesday on Wolfpack Wednesday. And trying to come out with new content every week as well. Yes. I know it's nothing new, but it's new for me, and I'm really passionate about the Mars Toys Conundrum Man because I've been really excited for the Batman stuff, the Penguin, the Inart Batman. All of it's just been really good stuff. So I can't tell you how happy it's made me feel adding him to the shelf with Penguin, with Drifter, with Batman. So yeah, go check that video out. It's up for early access members now. It's going to be live for everybody tomorrow, I think at 3 p.m. Eastern. So you can check that out. Next week, I'm going to do. It's weird because every year I always do figures that are on my Christmas list. But this year it feels different because I've been very disciplined where I'm not just buying backwards and going to pick stuff up. So I kind of already know what I'm getting, but I might still do a figures on my Christmas wish list. But I don't know. I'm thinking about that. But otherwise we'll come up with something else. So yeah, otherwise you know where to find me with the boys Wednesday nights. It's been fun, as it is every week. So episode 80 wrapping up. Hopefully Fandom gets his internet fixed, and we had fun with him the first half of the show, but we didn't miss a beat with Justin, so we appreciate him coming on too. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of the week. We will be back next week for episode 81, and we'll be talking about our top 10 Marvel releases of 2024. This one's gonna be tough, but we'll see. So
I already got mine made.
I'm really curious. I want Brick to judge my list hard. I want to just see.
I'm gonna go hard on you.
So hard.
Harder than a Diddy party, baby.
So hard.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you later.
Steve, please make sure your internet's working next week, please.
Have a great night, everybody.
We'll see you soon.
Sweet.
Get your internet fixed. Too sweet.
There you go. Sneak it in, buddy.
Adios.